everybody. Welcome back to Sunday Afternoon Smokes, your casual conversation podcast from the upstate of South Carolina. My name is Chris. I am your host. I'm a realtor. I'm also the owner and operator of The Cigar Box, a mobile cigar bar that serves the upstate and beyond. And most conversations are enjoyed over a cigar while I introduce the local business owners, entrepreneurs, business professionals, and entertainers that make the greater Greenville area one of the most popular places to live in the country. Tonight is, I'm saying tonight because it's 8:30 in the evening on a Saturday, and this is an unscripted, impromptu episode. I have a two-guest show tonight, and I am joined by my wife, Jennifer Stewart, and her dear friend, Heidi Greening. And but I'm going to let them both introduce themselves, as is my habit, and then we'll get started. So,
well, I'll start. Jennifer Stewart, podcast number 5, actually. So
I believe that's right. Episode number 5.
Yes. Husband. I'm the wife to the great Chris Strother of the Cigar Box of Sunday Afternoon Smokes, and I'm a local midwife. But today we are taking off the midwife hat to be a person.
She is wearing a hat.
I am wearing a hat, but it's not the midwife hat. So we're just enjoying being a person, because sometimes that's a very rare thing to be able to be, and to be able to sit with a friend and laugh your butt buns off and just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I am Heidi Greening. I am the co-owner with my husband of Homer Inn and Spa in Homer, Alaska. And we love living there and just enjoying the beauty of God's creation. And I'm here to be with my friend who knows far too much about me.
So Heidi happened to be in South Carolina visiting another friend, I think it is. And
that was a front. It was just to get her here to see me.
It was a front to see Jennifer
and
talk about our butt buns.
Yeah, we're sitting around outside. We're enjoying some cigars and an adult beverage. And I threw out, since Heidi and her husband are entrepreneurs in Alaska, I'm like, hey, let's just do some impromptu fun podcast. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And we're 2 cigars deep now.
And we're having so many great conversations. It needed to be recorded.
True.
Yes.
I've been smoking this Juarez by Crowned Heads. I'm almost finished with it. My wife earlier smoked one of Carolina Cigar Company's mochas. Right now you have what?
Alec Bradley Medalist.
Alec Bradley Medalist.
A little spicier than the Carolina Cigar Company mocha.
100%.
Smooth still.
Yep. I can remember smoking that at the park back in California off of, I don't remember, there was Milliken the street that ran up? No, Milliken ran parallel to Foothill, didn't it?
It's been 7 years.
Milliken ran, I think, actually.
She eliminated that from.
I eliminated that. It flew through the mesh of important things.
I think it's the park off of Milliken and Foothill. I would sit there. That was a place I would go to and smoke while I worked and did things. But I can remember smoking an Alec Bradley Medalist when I was there. Light, creamy, touch of spice, Connecticut wrapped. Great cigar. Heidi smoked earlier. You had the Romeo and Julieta Book of Love.
I did. It was very nice, very smooth, very classic. And then later I felt like something with a little bit more flavor, a little bit more
sweetness.
Girly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. and you're smoking.
I started out with a man's cigar to make my husband proud.
A real woman's cigar.
A real woman's cigar.
And you've moved on to the mocha, isn't that right?
I moved on to the mocha.
And what do you think of it?
This is the after dinner mint.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like a dessert cigar.
It's
it's sweet, but it's still kind of light, and even it's like sweet but light at the same time. Now earlier you said that when we were originally picking out a cigar for us, that
don't bring up anything I said earlier.
Yeah, well, but you did acknowledge being aware of the brand Romeo and Julieta.
Yes.
So how did you get in? How long have you been in the know? I don't even know if you count yourself in the know about cigars, but where does your introduction to cigars begin?
Oh, back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I'm like the 1900s.
Whoa. Back when us old farts were born.
Back in the 1900s in Hollywood, back when we were going to humidors and cigar lounges with celebrities. And, oh, gosh, we saw a lot of celebrities there. Adam Sandler and what's the guy from Chips?
Oh, Eric.
Eric Estrada.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, he would be like sitting outside the cigar lounge smoking, and he had his, humidor in there. And so that was my first introduction. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to like this. And then my husband was like, yeah, I totally like this. So I would sit and smoke with him. And
Adam Sandler showed up to the last reward show in a sweatshirt and shorts. So
he's, I love his movies.
yeah, he's just a free thinker, relaxed guy.
Yeah.
So he's going to smoke cigars is a good reason.
I haven't seen the latest one. I don't know. Has it actually came out where he's like the astronaut?
Oh,
and
I
he
don't
meets,
know.
I don't even know the name of it. It may have been released months ago.
I'm like old school Adam Sandler, like Mr. Deeds, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Right.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff.
Yeah.
He dresses like a homeless guy and inspires us all in our everyday living.
Oh, yeah. And my husband is
Billy Madison. That's the one.
Billy. Yeah. So his movies, especially like back in the day.
So you said before we started recording that either you came up in or had some kind of connections to the entertainment industry.
Right. Yeah.
What is that?
So I grew up in the entertainment industry.
Heidi's cool.
I'm
She
cold
is.
right
She's
now.
cool.
It's like literally
In what-
cold, but
In what vein did you come up in the entertainment industry?
I did like everything, commercials, modeling, movies, the whole thing in the 80s and 90s. And
Oh,
that was how I grew up. That's what I knew.
well, that's cool. I did not know that.
Now you know.
So for all of the amazing listeners that are going to find this podcast one day, that's how Heidi and I know each other. Not through Hollywood
Nope.
and fame,
Through babies.
but I've seen her naked 3 times.
Much to her delight. Much to her thrill.
This is.
She's a three-peat. A three-peat from
I told
California.
these ladies before we started this could go off the rails really fast.
3-peat, but 10 times over.
Yes. So many babies.
So many
So many beautiful, squishy, redheaded,
squishy butt buns.
squishy butt buns. Yeah. Heidi's impressive.
Well, so your introduction to cigars is back in Hollywood,
Yeah.
seeing celebrities doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Babe, did you have any connection with cigars before me?
To my recollection, and I weed things out over time. To my recollection, I had not smoked a cigar before you.
Okay.
Not that I remember.
Well, did your granddad smoke cigars? Did anybody in the family?
So that's the funny thing, and that's part of my struggle with you smoking cigars. So I adored my granddad. He was the best adult that I had in my life. My granddad smoked cigarettes for years and years, and he was such a strong character, which I think is part of where I get my drive for life is from him. And he was such a strong character, and he did not want to be a slave to the cigarette. Smoked, since he was a teenager, probably rolling his own and then going to commercial cigarettes.
Wow.
He tried to break away from cigarettes by smoking cigars, and they stank so bad. And I remember being a kid, maybe a teenager, and being so conflicted because I hated how he stank and even how his breath smelled because he smoked cigars. And he would eat. I remember one time we're sitting at his old dining room table, and he was eating watermelon, and it like helped the smell go away. And I was like, oh, okay, I can breathe. And I felt so conflicted because I loved him so much, and to have something about him that was so distasteful was like this huge conflict in my soul. And so then when you started smoking cigars, I was so not okay with it, partially because of that memory. Like it was super negative. And cigarette, cigars, all bad, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you've helped educate me as far as like why cigarettes in particular are so
difference.
bad. Yeah, all the toxins in them.
There's
and
an
it's
enormous
different.
difference between the two.
Difference with cigars. So it's taken me a while to be okay with you smoking them, and then for me to pick one up is pretty
Yeah.
huge. Before that, I mean, the worst thing I ever did is I took this like true confession time
She
here.
was totally smoking them while she was delivering my babies.
No.
Like-
I took one hit off a bong one time.
That's news to me.
Not told you. I've totally told you
Everything's
that.
new tonight.
Just took one hit and was just like overwhelmed with regret and asking my friend why would you do this? Why do you do this? This is not fun. I choked. I just remember just gasping for breath. It was terrible. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too deep here,
My sweet man is trying so hard to keep this little professional upper here.
But I remember as a kid, like, there was a tobacco shop in the mall, and I would walk past it and just like
I love the smell of pipes.
breathe. Yeah. They did have cigars.
I would have never
there,
argued
but
if
they
he had
had
only smelled
pipes.
pipes.
and pipe
Mhm.
tobacco, and it smelled
Yeah.
so good to me.
Pipes smell amazing.
But cigarettes, no.
No.
But
No.
you know, this is like kind of the era where parents are like, honey, if you're going to smoke, would you please just smoke a cigarette? Because
Mm.
that
Over
that
what?
vaping thing
Oh.
is, you look
Yeah.
like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Well, vaping has literally put people in the hospital at young ages
Yeah.
where cigarettes really don't typically. Illnesses
They're
from
not good. I'm not condoning it, but
no,
still, like,
illnesses from cigarettes
are
are
like,
long in the future.
would you please just be a man and smoke a cigarette? I just don't want you to vape anything. Don't vape.
I still wonder to this day why people like drive down the road smoking a cigarette, and you see the little cigarette just pop out the window. Like it's
That's
not
pretty
cool
funny.
anymore.
That's pretty funny.
Like, why are you still doing that?
I don't know.
All right, sweetheart, what professional thing were you about to say that was going to be a perfect segue into a commercial or a promotion? No?
Oh, neither one of those. I just
Oh.
wanted to ask each of you just to take a photo of your cigar. Make sure you get close up on the band, because I always, stitch a picture together for the social media portion of this when this comes out. I just lit up. I'm into my second cigar. We've got Angel's Envy on the table. We've got Penelope Bourbon on the table. We've got what kind of vodka is that?
Svedka?
Svedka.
Is it Russian?
It's
I have
Costco
no-
special.
It's
Can I
a
say my
Kirkland
Russian?
brand. I don't know.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But I just lit up an Epicarillo La Historia, and I love this cigar. It's box pressed, it's robust, it's dark, it's rich, it's bold. But the reason this cigar is special to me is because when I first started my cigar business and I placed that initial humongous order for all my cigar stock, this was one of the first boxes of cigars that I
Aw.
ever bought.
Oh, nice.
I bought,
Nice.
because of the nature of my business, I don't generally buy boxes. I buy 5-packs and 10-packs.
Yeah.
But I bought a box of these. And it'll always be a little bit special to me because of that, because it helped get
Yeah.
me started. You
Yeah.
know? So,
Can I say what I thought when I first saw your trailer?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. These are the most amazing people. And I can't believe that these are some of my best friends. They're the coolest entrepreneurs that I know. What can I do to further their business and what they're working on? It is so, what you're doing is like, wow.
Well, that's very gracious of you to say. And
Some of it's just finding something you love and figuring out a way to get to do it on a
Yeah.
regular basis.
Yeah.
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 This is wonderful, sitting around in this gorgeous evening and getting to just hang with a friend and have a cigar. But if you can turn that into times 10
Well, I think it's,
with that trailer sitting in your backyard,
times 10, meaning
having an
how
event,
can I,
you know?
how can I serve my community? How can I add something to my community that brings people together,
mhm.
that adds to just the feeling of community and camaraderie, and
It's something of value.
it's something about.
And I was talking about this, speaking of cigarettes and vape, I was talking about this very issue with another guest a few weeks ago, and we were chatting, and we kind of had a chuckle that cigars are in a totally different category all to themselves as when it comes to cigarettes and vape,
For sure.
right? Like cigars are a communal event. I mean, you can sit around and you can smoke them by yourself, which I do plenty, but you can get a bunch of people together and everybody will have a cigar, and it's an atmosphere. And we made the statement that nobody says to their friend, hey man, you want to get together and have a vape? Nobody does that.
I mean,
That's
maybe
funny.
you don't to your friends.
No, nobody does that. Like, hey, you want to get together and vape?
No,
Or
it's
even you want to get
not.
together and have a cigarette? Nobody does
Or
that.
all the jokes that are made on sitcoms about, I needed to take up smoking to be able to hang out with everybody on the roof, to be able to talk about my ideas for business. It's like, it's this thing that they all go do, segregated, get a fix, get a hit,
Yeah.
be able to move on with my day.
It's a
Now I'm calm.
purely like me, myself, and I kind of thing, but cigars are
They're
come
communal.
enjoy this.
Right.
Come enjoy this with me. Let's have an experience
Exactly.
together.
That's the beauty of cigars. They are communal, they are experiential, and they elevate whatever you're trying to put together. Like, you can get all your guys or girls, or guys and girls together for just whatever. Maybe it's a dinner at the house or a barbecue. But if you introduce cigars, it just kind of goes to the next level.
It's a compliment.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I love them. And I had this passion for cigars, and I wanted to do something on the side with them. And I remember that day sitting on the couch in our home in Spartanburg, texting you, and I said, I'm gonna start a cigar business. And you're like, well, if that makes you happy, do it.
What
And
a good wife I am.
yes, you are a very, very good wife. I'm not saying that just
Inner
because we're
turmoil.
recording.
Right.
but it
right. Even though it was like, well, crap.
Well, yeah, coming from that place with your granddad, I can understand that.
And how
Well, they were very. I mean, what was he smoking? Was
I
it
have
like
no
a
idea.
Well,
Phillies blunt. Or
yeah, well, but
no
even roll
idea.
your own cigars are vastly different than the mass-produced stuff by, say, Marlboro or Camel or Freeport or whatever.
But
you
even
know,
but even just from the viewpoint of, how intentional and vigorous I am about health issues and trying to do good things for your body. And for me, like, as I sit here drinking a delightful cocktail of vodka and unsweetened sparkling water and having my cigar, like, it's a huge
right,
aside from that, but that's part of that.
sure. Well,
I
just-
hesitation.
I don't think that takes away from taking care of yourself.
Sure. But
It's not like an aside.
education has been needed.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But also it's that let them principle that Mel Robbins talks about, of let them do their thing, let them have their reactions, let them be who they are, and you decide how you're going to respond, who you're going to be. And for me, this was something he loved and was passionate about, and we had some guidelines at first, which ended up falling through all of the cracks. But for me,
What were the guidelines?
oh, what was
you
it?
mean about how many cigars a week I
Yes.
could smoke or
Yes.
should smoke?
Yes. And the ones you agree to.
Yeah, well,
Um,
whatever. Well,
And it did go away, but that's part of, honestly, it was just me just choosing to choose your happiness over my concerns.
sure.
And of course, I still have some concerns just because I'm very regimented mentally of what I will even allow myself to enjoy and do.
Well, yeah, that's just Everybody
but
should have that.
I love him
basic-
and I want him to live forever. So I want him to not do
Not
anything
gonna.
which
that's
will
going
happen.
to, hey,
Yeah.
don't mess up my delusions. So I'm going to fight for that.
Chris, you guys are going to come and stay with us in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing that we did in our bedroom, right? It's like a bedroom suite. You've seen our place before.
Hashtag comments.
It's kind of like that now. It's like a suite
Okay.
with a sitting room.
Beautiful.
And my desire was for my husband to basically have a study. And I want him to smoke his cigars with the window open. I mean, let's be clear.
You let your husband smoke in the house?
I do.
God bless you.
I
do.
don't.
God
in this space.
bless you.
Let me tell you what was a catalyst for
Hey,
that.
I have bent as far as I need to bend, sir.
Well, so you'll see when you come.
But have you?
You'll see when you come. I have you. So we have like a sitting room office area next to our bedroom. And I when I saw it, I was like, I want this to smell like
Like your husband.
my husband. I want it to
I
smell.
love that.
I don't want my husband to smell like cigars, though.
like a man. Well, it's different than cigarettes.
Cigarettes are acrid
Cigarettes
and just
stink
stink
and are
yeah.
horrible. But the cigar or the pipe or both bring like a manliness to that space.
Did he
Very
smoke
masculine.
before when I knew you in California?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know,
Did
I've
you
had
go to let you know that at that time.
Probably not.
Actually, to be honest, I would have been totally fine with
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
we have always had that kind of relationship.
I just don't think it ever came up. I
just-
wasn't aware. Yeah.
it just didn't come up.
Interesting.
You know, I mean, honestly, it's rare. I have a nice patio, as you can see. I come out here. This is where I smoke. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
and I'm not even a daily smoker. I'm about
Yeah.
3 to 4 a week.
Right.
That's what I do, which, is,
And my husband is even like less than that.
yeah. Although I did have the thought, every spouse thinks this. Don't freak out. I know you're
She's
not going
freaking-
to, but yeah, I know. Like, you always wonder, like, what am I going to do?
Every time I say
If
don't
my
freak
wife-
out, you're like,
if
oh,
my wife-
100%.
freaking.
Yeah, if my wife died in a car crash, what would I do? I'm like, I would turn that room into my podcast room, my smoking room. That's immediately where my brain goes. I would put a ductless AC on this wall. I would close up that vent. I'd put a rabbit air filtration in
There you
that
go.
room,
There you go.
and that would be
He's
my podcast
Talking
smoking
about
room.
the room that I'm about to turn into my personal office.
Yeah, but if you die unexpectedly,
Right.
it will still be an
Chris,
office.
you should shut up now.
No.
It's like telling you.
Hey, guys, if I die suddenly, just consider how much my husband wanted a smoking room more than me.
Yeah.
And consider how I just said shut up.
Yeah. No, this is America. I can
He's
say
going to go
what
on a rager.
I can say what I want when I want, and it's my podcast.
No,
And
if
but
yes,
but
if
you're
my
right.
dear
with-
friend loves you, I love
Yeah, with cigarettes,
I'm all in.
You don't want your house or your clothes or the room that
Yeah.
you identify as this is the masculine room that's my husband's room. You don't want to walk in there and smell that nasty cigarette linger.
No,
But cigars and pipes are different.
it's different.
And
It
even-
gets into the furniture in like
into the
a
paint.
good way.
It soaks the
Well,
cigarette
but-
smoke into the
Well,
paint, the
cigarettes.
walls.
No. We've had rental homes before
Yeah.
that we bought to refurbish,
Mm.
and the smoke was so bad. Walls are black, and it's just the smell. It's
Yeah, you can't get
horrible.
you can't get rid of it at all. It's bad. No,
Yeah,
I think-
yeah,
I
it's
think
bad.
both of you are great there on the
But
on
this-
the distance.
But the cigar is like the cigar, the pipe, brings a manliness. And I put a couple of wingback chairs in there.
He could smoke his pipe inside, and I wouldn't argue.
I don't believe that.
But he's never tried to smoke his pipe inside.
Are-
Try me, bro.
Are you for real right now?
Try me, bro.
He's gonna go inside right now.
No, I'm not. We're recording. All right. Okay.
Like pipes.
Listen,
Priorities.
smell-
everybody that listens to this podcast, you heard my wife say, I can smoke my pipe in the house.
I heard it.
You heard it.
Don't do it 24/7 for 20.
23.
Yeah, whatever.
6.
Okay.
Right?
So anyway, let's get back on topic here.
But like
So-
it just smells so different. It's vastly different than the smell of a cigar.
What, a pipe?
Yes.
Not all of them. I mean, it depends on what
No.
it depends on what tobacco you smoke. If you're smoking very aromatic stuff, things that are like apple, vanilla, black Cavendish, that honey, just those things.
I
then
would
there's
say
also
even just a basic,
I have never
what I
smelled a
smoked
pipe
tonight,
I don't like.
just plain old cigar. I still think it smells different.
Oh, that is wholly different than a cigarette.
Yeah,
Or are we talking about
100%
cigarettes or
pipe.
pipes?
I was
If
talking.
you
I was talking about like even cigar versus pipe.
Yeah, well, if you smoke like a Oriental or an English blend, it's much more tobacco-esque.
Ooh,
Not tobacco,
I'm
cigar-esque.
I'm intrigued. What's an English blend?
A non-aromatic.
A
Like you would-
non-aromatic.
What's an aromatic?
Well, like I just said, aromatic blends would be those tobaccos which they have scented / flavored, like
like what?
sweet apple, cherry,
like
vanilla,
what we're
like the
smoking
mocha
right now.
that would be. We don't really use the term aromatic in the cigar world, but that if we were going to say that a cigar was aromatic, that would be an example. The mocha.
Got it.
This would be just a classic cigar.
And what are you smoking right now? I know
This
you said it earlier.
Epicurio La Historia.
Okay.
Just a classic cigar. And so what I call a classic cigar, meaning non-infused with whatever spirit.
Yeah.
It's
just
an English blend.
straightforward, right?
Right.
Yeah.
An English blend in the pipe world would be the equivalent of a classic cigar. It's not infused. It's not sweet. It's just the tobacco.
Okay.
In whatever they blend, whether that's Latakia, Perique, Virginia, whatever it is it happens to be. But it's their blend. But it's not necessarily sweet on the nose.
Okay.
But you're right. Pipes are great. I love them. I have a couple of them. I don't smoke them as often as I used to. I smoke much more cigars. But now that I know I can smoke
not called
indoors.
the pipe box, after all.
It is not called the pipe box. It's called the cigar box. But like I said, now that I know I can smoke inside.
But there is a pipe. Oh, what do they call it? A pipe cabinet. A pipe cabinet. Yeah.
That you hold your pipes in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Sure.
dude, pipe collecting
But
is
the
a
cigar
huge
box is
deal.
the name of his business.
Oh,
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay,
what we're talking
I'm
about.
not detracting from that.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
detracting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there is an actual thing.
The next trailer is going to be called the Pipe Cabinet.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. So anyway, let's get off of the cigars, and we're gonna move into the kind of entrepreneurial, because I am an entrepreneur.
Yes.
My wife is, between the cigars and the real estate and the podcast and the acting.
Really proud of you, by the way.
Well, thank you.
In case you need to hear that, in case your public needs to hear that. Like, the entrepreneurial spirit has awoken large in your life.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, you didn't tell me that there's like this amazing.
I mean, it's been a year, unfortunately,
business.
since we've had a really good conversation. And a year ago, we had a quick conversation, which I
Yes.
found out tons about your life. And
Yeah.
And it was like, dang. And then I thought about that for the past year and missed you. And we have to do better from here on.
Yes. Well, the great thing about our friendship and really good friendships is that you can pick up where you left off, and it could
100%.
be 15 years and it's like
100%.
no time has gone by.
I heard recently, as I told you, I'm a huge fan of Mel Robbins, and a lot of her books, her
Definitely going to tag Mel Robbins in this.
yes, her books, her podcasts have been extremely instrumental in just helping some things make sense for me, including how her book Let Them is phenomenal. And in
Let them. Okay.
And it's so phenomenal that a lot of people are even getting Let Them tattoos, just as a reminder of let them. Let the world react how they're going to. Let them feel what they're going to feel. You can't control adults. They have their emotions. You can't control it. But let me choose how I'm going to respond. Let me choose how I'm going to approach life. And it's really been wonderful. And she talked about adult friendships in that, and in another podcast that she did, of why adult friendships are so complicated. Because when we're in school, I was homeschooled. So all I knew was my church friends, and then when they moved away or things just we didn't have the connections anymore. And I had bonded so tightly that when they weren't around anymore, we weren't so tight anymore. And I didn't understand it. I was kind of hurt by it, struggling, honestly, as a 46-year-old with friendships. And she talked about how we make friends because of proximity and interests. And when we're adults, we suddenly aren't in school anymore. We're not in college anymore. Maybe you don't have, I don't have young kids. I don't have,
Right.
middle schoolers and high schoolers, full time. I've got step kids. But I don't have my own to be involved in sports and all these things. You be friends with these
That
people.
doesn't matter to certain relationships.
It doesn't. But that's part of why adult friendships are a little more complicated, and that they definitely take more intention, because you're not just by that person all the time. And that's part of what makes such easy friendships when you're kids. And even just being handed that little nugget makes me go, oh, because we talk some about our own things that we're working through,
the things that we're working through.
Yep.
Right.
And just to go, oh, that's just a life thing, not I'm not worth being a friend with, or I'm not
No
good
way.
enough, or what
No
the hell
way.
ever.
Yeah.
But it's just, for my friend Heidi Greening, she lives in Alaska now. But
About as far as you can
but
get.
she drove from
anyway.
California with her whole freaking family in an RV to come to my wedding 4 years ago.
Which was pretty dang smelly. I'll just go.
And if you're not real friends, that doesn't happen.
For sure.
That does
sure.
not
It's like,
happen.
I am not, I don't care where I am. I am not missing that. This is my
Yeah.
BFF.
Yes. Yes. So these are the kind of friendships you want to have and you want to develop, and you're content. You're content even if it was a year ago that we were texting about crap that was happening in your life, and a little bit of crap that was happening in my life, and life took over. And I know last spring I had 30 or 40 births from January to June.
Wow.
And there was hardly any coming up for air for me.
Yeah.
So I've thought about you a lot in the past year, but it just, the connection is...
But that's
Time is
okay.
fleeting,
That's the beautiful thing
It is.
about those adult friendships that carry on.
Real ones.
I could literally text you
Mhm.
after I was already here and be like, hey, I'm at the Target near your house. You want to get together? And she's like, what? Okay, yeah, we're getting together.
If I wasn't at a birth, I would be there.
Yeah. Now I'm like,
She was
gonna
9
spend the
centimeters
night.
and almost pushing, and I still thought about leaving.
I'm going to spend the night and sleep in my clothes, and you guys don't care.
Heck yeah.
Well, that's one of the neat things that's one of the neat things about entrepreneurship, honestly, is that while you're running your business and getting going, you meet people along the way that are clients that turn into friends.
Yeah.
I have people from my cigar business that have become friends.
Absolutely.
I have James Caps, Moultrie Leather Goods, does all my hats, hoodies, T-shirts, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I have my friend Chris Hale,
Mhm.
who met us when I was at pharmacy.
Right.
He was just over here the other night while you were delivering a baby. We're smoking a cigar, and so if you hadn't picked up on this on the podcast, Jennifer, my wife, delivered several of Heidi's babies. So that's, hey.
Otherwise, I've seen her naked 3 times.
Yeah.
Really creepy.
Right. There we go. Yeah, that would be, I've got a very...
Chris, what I love about entrepreneurs is that they are such a community. Everybody. It's not a competition.
No.
Everybody.
How can we support you?
How can we help you?
Yep.
What can my business do to support you?
Yep.
What can my business do to make your business better? I love that.
Absolutely.
So, and we don't, you can tell as much of the story as you like, but since we're on the topic of entrepreneurship, you and your husband went from Southern California to Nevada. Now you're in Homer?
Yeah.
Homer, Alaska.
Homer, Alaska.
Well, so this is not a local podcast. It is. We're recording in my house in Easley, but this is not a local entrepreneur. So what was the motivation to go from Nevada to Alaska?
We were really focused on getting my husband out of the rat race, getting out of corporate America. Not that he wasn't successful, not that it wasn't, helpful, but it was very important to us to work towards having a family business. We have a large family. We have 10 children, and we love our kids, and we want to do something with our kids. And of course, corporate America does that. It's not a friendly environment for, bringing your son to work is not
Ideal.
It's not ideal. And I guess you can if you're the CEO, but it's just kind of frowned upon. So our vision was always to have a family business. And after a lot of kind of starts and fits, and I should add that we've been homesteading for many years. We've had all kinds of animals. And we thought at one point maybe we would make a living off the homestead. And we still homestead because we just like it. That's kind of like our hobby. It's our thing. But this business opportunity came up in an area where we already have friends. And so we knew we would have some support. And one thing led to another, and it just worked out. It worked out numbers-wise. And it was something that we were interested in and a place that we really loved. I mean, I just have to say that Homer is one of the most beautiful places on earth. And our business is fabulous. Just the location is gorgeous. And the people, I love the people of Homer. All the people in Alaska are wonderful. So it just worked out. It just worked out. And the other reason why it worked out is because our vision has always been not only to have something that our family could do together, but something that would support a local community, wherever that community happened to be, to give something back to that community. And there's nothing like the feeling of adding to the community that you live in and feeling like, oh, yes, I can. Do you need a job? I have a job. Do you need something? Do you need us to donate for a nonprofit? Like, yeah, we're going to donate a room for your nonprofit. Just being able to give back to the community is such a blessing.
Sure. No, I agree with you. Like, and I'll make this stipulation. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone.
No.
You have to be, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, knock the ash off of that before you try and relight it.
I will.
I'm just trying to help you, babe. I'm here for education.
Which is a true entrepreneur, by the way. You're not out for just yourself. You are concerned about the ash on your wife's.
Well, that's okay. Like if you're listening to this podcast and you're smoking and you've smoked cigars, or maybe you're a total noob. If you have to walk away from your cigar for whatever reason, or you're in an in-depth conversation and you've been talking too long, and you go back to smoke your cigar and it's gone out, and you've got a decent amount of ash on that, and you try to relight it, you're going to be unsuccessful, really, unless you knock that ash off. The ash acts as an insulator between the flame of your lighter and the fresh tobacco behind it.
I did not know that.
So it's hard to relight it's not impossible. It's more difficult to get through that ash to get that fresh tobacco lit. So it's easier just to tap it off or roll it off and then relight.
Tap that ash?
Tap that ash. Yes, there's plenty of shirts. I would not be shocked if there's not a Tap That Ash podcast.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a Tap That Ash t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I want a bumper sticker. Guys, do a Tap That Ash bumper sticker.
Tap That Ash bumper sticker. But anyway.
You should make bumper stickers to keep in your store, babe.
Tap that ash off your butt buns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Archie.
But entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You have to be dedicated. You have to be motivated.
You have to have a thick skin.
It's the motivation. And I've said this before, on other podcasts, the thing you have to realize about entrepreneurship and starting a business of whatever kind, whether you're selling a product or you're selling a service, you can come under the illusion that when you get all your materials together, you do all of the things on the front end that are exciting, like having somebody design your logo, launching a website, creating social media accounts. And all of that is necessary and good. However, that doesn't bring you clients. That doesn't bring you customers. Just because you're excited and you have a website and you have a logo and you printed business cards and you did X, Y, and Z, that doesn't mean people are calling you to buy your service or your product.
Yep.
You learn that very quickly. So if you are not, as an entrepreneur, if you are not committed to the grind, to the hustle, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Chris, can I interject for a second?
Do.
So when my husband and I were first, really getting into this and leaving the corporate world and all of that, it's scary. It's scary.
You're leaving a guaranteed paycheck.
You're leaving guaranteed paycheck. Security. But it's not secure.
Mm-mm.
It can be taken as
an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
As we personally have seen, it's an illusion. It can be gone as soon as you're found redundant or whatever. It can be gone. And I told my husband when we were like on the cusp, like we either do this or we don't. I said, I would rather fail with you at this than not do it at all. I would rather fail with you at this than not do it at all. Because if we don't do it, I'm going to regret it.
Well, that's not in my book. I mean, that's awesome. And that is an entrepreneur, but if your business partner is your wife or your husband, if that's their attitude, that I would rather fail with you at this than the alternative. I mean, you married a person that's worth their weight in gold, because I
keep telling him that. Say that again.
You've married a person that's worth their weight in gold.
Tell Jeremy to mark this.
Jeremy. I hope
however many minutes in the podcast.
Jeremy, we're at like
worth her.
We're at 42 minutes and 30 seconds.
All 110 pounds of her.
Yeah, there is no greater level of support as an entrepreneur than to have a husband or a wife who looks at you and says, "If you really believe in this and you want to do this, then I support you."
Yeah, do it.
100%.
I mean, and that's our marriage too. Like things that I think of and want to do, and he's like, "Do it, try it."
Yeah. If that weren't true about you guys too, you wouldn't have that like totally kick butt
badass.
Awesome.
You can see it. You can see it.
Kick ass trailer.
Yeah. Yep.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it?
That's sweet.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about what?
We had to wait to show you.
I love you guys, but I didn't know you were awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have to be awesome for me to love you, but now you're awesome too.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So back to the entrepreneur. We've been talking about what you and your husband are doing there in Homer, Alaska as an entrepreneurial venture. And maybe venture is not the right word, but what are you doing? Like, what's the business? We haven't made that clear on the show.
Despair.
I don't mean. Yeah. I don't mean. What are you doing? What's the business? What are you doing?
So our main business is the Homer Inn and Spa, which is a boutique hotel. And
did you say the name of it?
Homer Inn and Spa.
Homer Inn and Spa.
Yeah, pretty easy. It's an inn and spa in Homer, and it's called Homer Inn and Spa.
Marketing is really important.
Absolutely.
If you named it, just the best place around
Alaska.
Well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Let me
It's an inn and spa.
let me
in
interrupt you
Homer.
really quick and just say this, or ask this rather. If
Yeah,
if somebody's listening to this podcast, what are the odds? You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Absolutely.
But if people are listening to this podcast and they've been thinking about vacationing in Alaska, and they want to check out Homer Inn and Spa, is there a website?
HomerInnandSpa.com.
Is there social
Look at
media?
that.
Yep.
HomerInnandSpa.com.
Well, but I mean, are you posting? Is there like
Instagram and Facebook, Homer Inn and Spa.
Homer Inn and Spa
That's the
on
way to do it.
Instagram and Facebook? Homer Inn
We
and
don't mess
Spa.
around. It's pretty simple.
I mean, really.
HomerInnandSpa.com.
Honestly, it takes confusion out of it.
You know what? Keep
It's
it simple.
continuity.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're telling
Like
people,
me, I'm
number one,
Wellborn Upstate everywhere.
you're
It's
telling
just
people
Wellborn
exactly
Upstate.
where
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
and what you do.
Homer, Alaska, we have a boutique hotel and day spa in one of the most beautiful places in the world, Kachemak Bay.
I have seen pictures. It's
stunning.
glorious.
What kind of
Stunning.
services do you offer at the day spa?
We have massage. We have saunas. We have solar rooms. We have cold plunges.
What's a
And-
solar room? I mean,
a solar room is one step down from a sauna. So you're not sweating, but it's warm and
So when it's
relaxing.
super cold out, there's a great place to go to be able to have some warmth,
Absolutely.
get some vitamin D.
Yes,
Nice.
we even have vitamin D therapy
Ooh.
that you can do in the solar room. We have infrared sauna.
Ooh.
We have massage chairs as well as personal
I
massage.
am visiting Homer.
And we have hot tubs, and we have the world-class view that you would not believe
Really?
of the Kachemak Bay and the
So-
Homer Spit. And if anybody who's listening has knows about the show The Deadliest Catch, several of the ships that are in that show anchor at
You'd have to
Homer
be
Spit.
living under a rock to not know Deadliest
which
Catch.
is your wife, by the way, who's now raising her hand.
Oh, are you serious?
She asked me earlier. I'm like, I don't. Hey.
She asked me about
To
who
be
did you
fair,
ask
she
me
did
about?
not know who Blake freaking Shelton
No,
was.
I didn't.
At least she did know who.
But I know Trace Adkins, who's
Trace
like my hubba
Adkins.
hubba.
right?
Totally love that guy.
Deep boys.
Oh, love it.
But she did not know who Blake Shelton. So we were.
I
we
bet
were-
Trace Adkins smokes
Fair
cigars
You know Trace Adkins
and
smokes
has
cigars.
been to Homer.
Has he- That's your wager.
He's so awesome. I know he's been to Homer.
Of course, she's in a Homer.
So you have saunas, you have sunrooms, you have vitamin D therapy. What is vitamin D therapy?
Vitamin D therapy, basically, there's these glasses that you wear, and they shine a light at your eyes at such an angle that it causes your body to naturally create vitamin D as if you were under the sun.
Okay, well, I learned this from my wife several months ago. Remember when we were in the car with the kids and Mr.
Mhm.
Noah Man,
Mhm.
my son Noah.
Who also speaks very adamantly about things he knows nothing about.
So, like my son Colin,
Yes.
I hope is listening.
yes,
So
he will die on the hills that he built. Noah will die on them.
I did not know your body, the place on your body that absorbs more vitamin D than anywhere else is your eyeballs,
Which is exactly what these glasses
which is
do.
why you have these vitamin D sunglasses.
Exactly.
Heidi knows these things. This is why she's my people.
Yeah.
I'm so
Which is why I've educated him about sunglasses, how they
Okay.
prevent your
wear my
eyes from making vitamin D. And they also let in UV rays, which are harmful, where your eyes would naturally constrict and not let those UV rays in.
And there's this myth going around that people with blue eyes like me
Like
should
me.
always wear sunglasses. But I have noticed when I do wear sunglasses, I can't see the
Yeah.
same. Like I need
Yeah.
to absorb that light.
My eyes are less sensitive to light than his are, Mr. Sunglasses over
Well,
here.
shout
Because I've been years without wearing them and I can handle.
Shout out to
Driving
everybody
with
that knows. She won't know. You'll probably know. My wife's not very
It's amazing.
cultured. I wear
She's
my
like
sunglasses
yogurt.
at night.
She's
Cultured like yogurt, thank you.
So you have no idea what that is, do you? You just gave it away. Yeah. So Homer, Alaska, we've got a day spa there.
I just prefer to think that I am cultured a better amount than you people.
You're cultured a different amount.
We're not buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not
Buying
buying
it.
it. Yeah. Well, she grew up in this very restrictive
And a cult.
hardcore.
I know, but she's known me for several years. She should be like,
I've known him, and I'm
Smacked out of
still.
Yeah, well.
smacked her around plenty.
So we've got a day spa offering.
He's being the professional podcaster here,
I'm
trying to
working
keep
on
bringing
it.
us back.
I'm trying to keep you guys
Hey,
on the
baby,
rails.
remember, this is why we started even recording this podcast in the first place, because we were having so many amazing off-the-cuff conversations that this is just the way it's going to be with these squirrels. It's just squirrels right here.
We'll just market this
Chris-
to all all your
squirrels.
people.
Just squirrels.
Everybody listening should know that you guys are 100% coming up and doing a cigar tasting
Okay, so
on the deck at the Homer Inn
Yes.
Spa.
Okay,
Like,
so-
it's happening.
Yes,
here's the
absolutely.
deal. Whenever I put this podcast, what I will do, there's so many people for me to tag on social media and to ask to collaborate. But when this goes live on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts, I'll definitely Homer Inn and Spa. We'll definitely get an invite to collaborate, as well as Wellborn Upstate, or, unless you don't want that because apparently you were taking off the Wellborn hat. But that's not happening.
A
I've
midwife can never
No,
stop.
so
I've said one or two mild expletives, but I will allow it.
yeah. So at the spa, at the Inn and Spa, you have a nice patio.
Yes.
What do
Deck.
y'all do? Is it
A deck.
a deck? Does it? And it overlooks the bay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've seen her
Ocean
pictures.
front.
It's gorgeous.
I'm sure there's pictures on
She
the website, right?
skipped over all the pictures of her children, which I really want to see, and she's like, "Look at this rain."
Nobody cares about them. We want to see.
She's a
You've seen half
She's
of them be
a
born. Good
She's a
grief.
three-peat. I want to see these babies grow up.
I want to see the bay.
But the
And I want to see the
Catchmack
forest.
Bay
tree.
and Grewing
Pictures are
Glacier,
gorgeous.
you will just pee your
So you have this really sweet deck that overlooks. What is it? A bay?
Catchmack
Is it
Bay.
a sound? Okay.
Catchmack Bay.
Do you know what a difference in the bay and a sound is?
No, I don't. Really.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm
You
not
said
going to
two different
speak on
things.
things that I don't know about.
Oh, right.
It's not a
That's
sound.
your way of
Not a sound.
living life.
So, is that a place where just people who stay at the inn can go and just relax? Do you host dinners out there? What happens out
We
there?
do special events, and of course, if you're a guest there, you can just go out there and relax. And we're going to host a special event.
Yeah, we were talking about this before, earlier this evening at dinner or whenever it was, about me taking, we'll do an event up in Homer at the Inn and Spa, and we'll just do a big cigar night
Yeah.
or afternoon.
Yeah.
Probably
Fabulous.
afternoon where the view is still.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you come out, in the summer, which is great, and Homer is great any time of year.
And your summer is what, July and August? July?
More than that. June, July, August, September.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
summer. But, anytime, because Homer is like a microclimate.
Is October too? Never mind.
Ooh, we could go for my birthday, September.
We
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Great.
Homer is a microclimate. It's not like you think of Alaska, like,
I mean, you
it's
think-
always 40 below, right?
That's
not Homer.
I mentally vision snowstorms in Anchorage. And it's
We're
just
not
like-
Anchorage.
You said it's more temperate.
It's more temperate. Yeah,
That's
it's more
nice.
temperate.
Okay, what's
Yeah.
the nearest big city?
Anchorage,
I mean, how far is that?
4 hours away.
Oh, that's a
Near.
a jog.
Dear Lord.
Yeah,
That's a real jog.
It's a jog, but it's when you are looking at the most beautiful places you've ever seen in your life, and you're on that drive and you're seeing glaciers and pristine lakes and fishing.
Wildlife.
The 4 hours is like, what was that?
Right.
Yeah.
That was like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So we'll put together something. We'll do a big cigar event on the patio there at Homer Inn and Spa. Are there cigars readily available in Homer? I mean, I don't know.
That's a
Probably something you never thought to research.
I have never researched that, but I would assume so. You would be really, I mean, what is your idea of Alaska to begin with? Like, what do you think? What do you think of when you think of Alaska?
Remote
Okay. What do you think of when you think of the people?
and cold. Remote and cold.
Cold people.
No, not cold people, but just Alaska. Remote and cold.
Okay. Not so.
I don't know anything about the people, actually, personally.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like,
A lot of
what do you think?
natives, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's just as a people group, not as
right.
personality.
So
Yeah.
like, do you think they wouldn't have like fancy cigars? I'm not. That's not a judgment. I'm just saying, like, it seems so remote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, I mean, I just don't
it
know.
is,
Well, but like,
it's not.
there's what
I'm saying,
Alaska
like,
is a conundrum.
you would be amazed at the people who are there, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and how like cultured they are.
what's the population of Homer?
5,000.
Okay. So in this city of Easley, and I don't even know how many people live here, 25, 30,000?
I don't know.
Something like that in the city of
I'm
Easley.
gonna
There's a
Google
couple.
here.
There's a handful of places to get cigars. There's no cigar lounge here. You have to go to Greenville for that, which is 20 minutes ish, depending on where you want to
25.
go.
I guess what I'm saying is,
So I just-
with a
and it-
smaller population, you would be pretty amazed at what is available.
I
Like-
wonder.
Go ahead.
I just had a thought in my mind, like, what if, just on a business level, I'm like, why don't I just be the Homer Inn and Spa's cigar supplier, so you
would
guys can
rock
just
it.
so you guys can just have a desktop humidor there.
You would
He's
rock
done
And
this
you
for other
can
companies.
have-
it.
You can have cigars available for your men client or women clientele that want to smoke on the patio.
You would bust it.
We are sending her home.
Yes, we're going to
With the
send her home.
humidor.
We're going to send her.
They
Well,
love it.
well,
We will ship you,
You
one.
would bust it.
we
Yeah.
I can make that
He's
happen.
done that for other companies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like golf
would
courses
bust
and
it.
stuff. Keep a humidor there, keep it stocked,
Yeah.
and then just let them know when your supplies are running low.
They
Some more.
love it.
That would be a
all
great
in.
wedding of the appetite
Yeah.
of like an actual big event. And let's
Oh.
come learn about cigars. Let's come just hang out and
honestly,
social
you
time.
wouldn't even have to whet their appetite. But if you did, they'd be like,
Yeah, we will.
Loving you.
We'll set this up.
I love Jennifer.
We'll set this up. We'll pick a date. We'll make it happen, and we'll just advertise the crap out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
And so will
and
we.
you will have.
That's awesome.
Well, when I say we, I mean you, because you're actually there.
Well, us
you're-
collectively. We
Yeah, collectively.
Remember,
We'll just advertise.
it's not the people you know, it's the people they
It's the
know. So if
people
you
they know.
advertise and then they're like, ooh, I know
Well,
somebody
and I'll
in Alaska.
advertise it here.
No.
Maybe there's some people here that want to go check out.
people you know too, because everybody has Alaska on their bucket list. Everybody has.
I
Alaska
mean, I
on
told
their
you,
bucket list.
fall colors, doing an
Yeah.
old-fashioned train ride. I've wanted to do that for a million years.
Everybody has Alaska on their bucket list, and good reason. It's amazing.
So, whenever you and your husband were exiting the corporate world and thinking about, just being an entrepreneur, and for people, of course, my wife has known that she wanted to be a midwife ever since she was like 7 years old. She's one of those special cases in that regard.
She's a freak,
Yeah.
and I love it.
I mean, I
Sweet.
came up with this idea for my cigar business a few years ago, and it's morphed into what it is. What I have now, which is totally rad, was not my original idea.
Did you say rad?
I did.
I thought I liked him before, but now I really like him. He said rad.
That was a hard back.
Love it.
Now you made me lose my train of thought. Yeah.
My intention.
What made you and your husband say, yeah, I think we'll own this hotel and day spa? Out of all the entrepreneurial things that you could do, how do you get from, all right, we're going to have a business that we run, and out of the gazillion things that one can choose to do that, how do you land at day spa?
Well, I have to give credit to our friends who were already living in the area because we weren't there yet. And they so generously said that they would be happy to do anything to help us run it. So for the first year, they were the primary, on the scene managers, and they still are. So I have to give them a lot of credit for what they do. They are really a lot of the day-to-day, face-to-face work, because my husband does still have a semi-corporate job. He's not salary.
Yeah.
But so the spa is not quite enough yet.
It's not quite enough for our family of 12. Yeah, 14 if you include older kids and grandchildren who right now are still there, 14 people.
Right.
So he still has another job, but he's not on salary. So mostly what he does is run the inn, but there's no way that our family could manage the day-to-day, like, oh, hello, how are you?
Right.
My 5-year-old is going to change the sheets. Like,
I've seen your 5-year-olds. They're really great people. They are not sheet changers.
They're sweet, but they're not sheet changers. They're not sheet changers. So I've got to give a lot of credit to having people in the area who were willing and happy to help really work it.
And that's truly the other side of being an entrepreneur that a lot of people don't think about. Like, I freaking love being a midwife. This is literally who I was.
But you can't do it forever by yourself.
It's not just that. It's that while I freaking love being a midwife, and I personally
freaking love it?
I freaking love it.
We're gonna mark this episode explicit, so if you want to say it,
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say freaking.
I mean an explicit podcast.
There's already been a few adult words said.
I love being a midwife. Like, my sweet client the other day after complications postpartum, and she needed some help, and we had to do some medications and some interventions, which is what I'm trained for, what I'm supposed to do. And she's so sweet. It was like holding my hand and said, "You're very brave to do this." And I was like, "Hello, mama. You just did this too. You did this with me. You had a home birth." She's a nurse, so she's used to seeing like the hospital side of things and an emergency, and you're there with all this medical support, So it's like, I love to be a midwife. I'm called to be a midwife, but I also personally love being a business owner. And it's two very separate things. You might love making candles and coming up with all these amazing essential oil-based infusions and scents and stuff, but you have to, because you cannot afford to hire 3 people for marketing and for business and for this and this and this and this. You have to go do your own marketing. You have to run your business. You have to do that boring, mind-sucking part of business owning and being an entrepreneur.
It's a whole different animal.
It's a whole different animal.
So
and I have people.
Yeah. I have a question for you two. I'd like to get your experience here. What would you say to someone who has a passion for starting a particular kind of business, but doesn't have the funding and they don't have the boots on the ground like people yet?
I would personally say to make who you are and what you're doing as strong and solid as possible, so that you're not, and I just can speak from my world, don't be the person with the reputation for never returning phone calls, never returning emails.
Yeah.
You have to be really solid and get that built, so that sometimes you hire somebody because I've reached the limit of my abilities to do it all. We're having a little bit of a leap of faith, hiring a person to help me operate that side of it so I can be really good at my side of it. And so sometimes it is a little bit of a leap of faith of figuring out, like, I'm doing the best I can, but I am truly being held back and limited by my abilities, and I need to hire the next person.
For sure. And what about An exit plan, because I think even as an entrepreneur doing something you love, having an exit plan
Death.
is important.
Death.
Or just old age.
I mean,
You can't just say,
remember I told you earlier, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
okay, we're
you
not
know?
going to listen to Jennifer anymore. But
No, that's a great question, and one that honestly a lot of entrepreneurs don't think about.
I
And
know,
for
that's the problem.
me,
Like, we've got to think about that.
I'm extremely driven, and I could almost cry over this. I'm extremely driven to not have, when I die, that my place in the world just disappears. I want it to be lasting, and I want it to have made such a difference. And that for me, I've trained other people to take up the baton. I've left a space that is so big that it has to have somebody step in and fill it, because then we're left with a vacuum that must still exist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the actual nitty gritty of the business side of an exit plan, yeah, that's a whole big topic of you have to have a have to have a good financial advisor, because the truth of it is entrepreneurs are big dreamers, and
For
we're
sure.
not great
At letting go.
we're not great at letting go.
Yeah.
And we also are like, we're so on fire for this, we can't imagine this never existing anymore or wanting to stop. But there are times like now, like I'm working really hard to get another midwife or two so that I can go see my friends in Homer, Alaska.
So I think the advice is from the get-go, have your exit plan. Even if your exit plan is umpteen years away, what is your exit plan? Who are you going to hand this over to?
Or how can I share the dream with somebody?
Oh, share the dream. Yeah.
Share the dream with somebody so that it's not time for money, is what my business coach kept talking about so much. You can't just do time for money.
Yeah.
So what can you do to be able to earn, to support yourself? I mean, this is like get into like real business.
Well, yeah.
What can you do to support yourself?
But what can you do? I mean, I guess the end thing is, you have to be already thinking, I love this thing. This is my passion,
Mm-hmm.
but I am finite.
Right.
Where do I?
And there's more to life for me
Chris has got,
than easily South Carolina.
yeah. And Chris has got a thought.
Sure, I've got a lot of thoughts.
And the older I
I'll
get,
let her finish up. Yeah.
and the older I get, like I have been very content with, I am a midwife. This spot that I sit in right now, this 3x3, 4x4 spot is good enough. And now being married for almost 4 years and having a family to think about, having a husband that I kind of would like to do things with, where I've been content with just being in my spot, where I want to go live and do more.
So you're looking for those people.
I am.
In other words, you've been
Very much so.
You've been looking for those people from day one. Like I am looking for these people from day one.
And our lives are this life that we have the privilege of living is a beautiful short-term thing.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not work till we're dead.
Oh, no way. We shouldn't have. That should not be, like, I get really kind of bothered when I see an entrepreneur who clutches so tightly to their baby that they won't let it go, and then their baby dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a vision bigger than me and my effect.
Exactly. A vision bigger than you. It's got to go beyond what you can do to be truly successful.
Yes.
I mean, I've got a lot going on in my head right now, but let me answer your first question as an entrepreneur. As far as what advice would you give to somebody that doesn't necessarily have the funding or the boots on the ground? That obviously depends on what kind of business you're trying to start, right? Like for you and your husband, like a hotel with a spa is a whole different ball game than me just starting a mobile cigar thing when I needed, but my advice to that person is just start. Even if
There's
you're
that.
just
Amen.
start,
Yeah.
even if you have to start on a scale that's a fifth of what your original vision was.
Well, that kind of goes back to what I said. Like, I would rather fail with you than not try it. Yeah.
Work towards the big goal, but you can't just sit around and wait for, well, I hope I come into $75,000.
Yeah.
So because
Pontificate.
that is not going to happen.
Because you won't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give you $75,000 just to start this whatever.
Well, they might, but you've got to go get the personal money loan.
Yeah,
like, you've got to go do the work.
If you want to do that,
Yeah.
If that's the path you want to take,
if that's what it takes.
If you think you have a cool enough product and you can go get funding on Shark Tank, well then go for it.
And the people on Shark Tank are people you might know. They're not going to hand you that $75,000 if you haven't exhibited that you have the drive and the work ethic.
Well, they already
and the vision,
and they are investing in an existing product too.
Right,
it's not just a concept.
Yeah. Use them as an example.
Sure, but my thing is, I don't even like Shark Tank. It's good for some people, but for me, and of course, I'm not manufacturing anything. My business is I sell a service. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody else to have ownership of my business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what Shark Tank is. You're giving away part of your business in exchange for money.
But that's just an example
that's just an example.
In our modern day world of who might hand you money.
Sure. So if you can start on a small scale with 5,000, start there.
Yeah.
But just get started. Get your name out there. Get in the world. Get your logo. Get your website. Get your business cards. Start hustling. Start calling people. Start sending emails. And be prepared for 100 no's.
Oh.
Be prepared for 100 no's. One of my favorite quotes, and you will mock me for this because I have thousands of favorite quotes, but one of my favorite quotes comes from Winston Churchill, who said,
"Love him.
Whitney was the bomb.
It is no use in saying we are doing our best. We must succeed at doing what is necessary."
You know, whenever my kids are like, "Oh, I can't do that," there is no try.
Oh yeah, thank you, Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. But here's the honest truth. When we're not succeeding, and we sit back and we say to ourselves, or we complain to our friends, and you're saying, "I'm doing the best I can."
Are you though?
It's a load of horse shit.
Are you though?
You're really not. You're comforting yourself, because you could have been making more phone calls and more emails, and you could have been going to other people's places of business and introducing yourself face to face and saying, "Hey, here's who I am. Here's what I'm doing. Can we do something together? Would you like to partner with me?" You're being a crybaby.
So would you say that that it would be okay if you're just starting out and you don't know what to do? Get a DBA, doing business as, and join your chamber.
Yeah.
Join your local chamber.
It's networking.
There are a million small steps to take.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes this is a downside of the entrepreneurial spirit, where we have the big dream in mind. But it is hard sometimes to break it down into the little steps that it takes to accomplish
absolutely
the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, and this is something that I've really come to realize, even in the past year, my word for the year is courage. Fear holds us back from more than we realize. Whether it's being afraid to go talk to that person because we talk ourselves out of it, of they're not going to see the value in it. They're going to think I'm dumb.
Some people can be jerks. It's true. Some people can be jerks.
But guess what? That let you know that that's not the person you want to work with.
Right.
Yep. You've got it. You've got it. Yep.
And I'm going to be completely transparent here. Yep.
He's taking his clothes off.
Yeah. I'm going to.
Just tears. That kind of podcast.
Just to be completely transparent. Well, you talk about your exit plan.
Yeah.
But for an entrepreneur starting a business, your exit plan may not be 35 years down the road and who am I going to hand this business off to. Your exit plan might be, let me be prepared for 18 months from now and my business fails and I have to close it down.
That is so wise.
You know what I mean? So you have
That is so wise.
You have to you need to sit down with pen and paper or pencil and paper or whatever it is and say to yourself, how much capital of my own or whatever I can get from friends and family that are willing to trust me, can I invest in this and be willing to walk away?
That is so wise.
But that's not the transparent part. The transparent part for me, here comes the transparency. And this is just something that I have learned over the years of being an entrepreneur. I'll be honest with you. None of this stuff ever crossed my mind when I said, I'm going to start a cigar business.
Of course not.
This is not something that you, when you're an entrepreneur, you're like, man, I have this idea and it's freaking awesome and I'm going to kill it and it's going to be great.
Of course, everybody's going to love it.
And that's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. If you don't think your business is going to be awesome, everybody's going to love it, you shouldn't do it.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what? You have to, even if you love your idea and your idea is great and you're killing it, you should really kind of go into it with the thought of, I'm going to let this go at some point. Maybe I'm going to flip this business and go do something else. Maybe I'm going to sell this business to someone else and do something. It's like this open-handed kind of idea.
So honestly, that takes a lot of personal maturity and personal awareness.
Which just me.
Like we were
also me.
Right.
Me.
Right.
I think she said personal maturity.
Like we were talking. Oh yeah, you were so mature. Not in years. Not in years. Let me just go on record for saying that, but in wisdom. We're talking about like trauma wounds and things that you're healing from.
Yeah.
Not going to lie, there's a lot of midwives that I have even worked with and come across that seem to be midwives because it feeds their savior complex. It feeds their own emotional needs.
Yeah, yeah.
And they can never imagine letting go of being a midwife because then who are they? Who am I? Where do I stand in this world anymore? So a really, really mature business look and outlook is, like the cigar box. What if I made this into a franchisable situation that I'm not in control anymore?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. It's not look at me as the business owner. It's look at this amazing business that is making a difference in this world and that is contributing joy to people's lives.
Yeah.
And so perspective is huge when you start a business, when you have an idea.
Absolutely.
What are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah.
Are you trying to finally feel important in this world? Which is... I'm not saying
that's not a bad.
I'm not saying that as a judgment.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of us. There's so many of us that carry deep trauma wounds that maybe we didn't have that that great parent in our life.
Place and a place to use your skills, and talents,
and to make a difference.
Wants that.
Everybody wants to know that when they existed, it meant something.
It mattered.
Yep.
Yeah.
That it mattered. But part of if you actually have an exit plan as a business owner, whether that is I literally did my best, which is part of my personal motto and has been since I was, pretty young, is did I do my best at this thing?
Yeah.
And if I know that I did my best, then I'm able to walk away from it.
Yeah.
If I can't say, yeah, I did my best and I put in maximum effort, then I'm like, what can I do next?
Mm-hmm.
What can I strive at to make this better, to make myself better, to be confident that I have done everything I could and it just wasn't enough for this place, this space, whatever.
Well,
so that's
I think,
part of growing up even as a business owner is being able to let go or to go somebody else can do this even better. But the idea lives on.
For sure.
Yes.
That is the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship.
I'm wise too.
If you are looking at it, if you're looking at it through those wise eyes, like, it is an opportunity.
Wise eyes.
Okay.
No, but go ahead. Sorry to...
Wise butt buns.
It is an opportunity. Like, we should be looking at it from day one. We should be trying to look at it from day one as this is my moment to contribute, but it's also my moment to pass on the baton to whoever that may be.
And what satisfaction in seeing a piece of you live on.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That's the vision.
And for those of us who are childless, I don't have...
It doesn't have to be your kid.
I don't have a mini me to go, I live on. I've made.
But it doesn't have to be a kid.
On to Della.
I mean, I might.
There's no guarantee.
I might, but I'm just saying. As when you're a parent, especially if you've worked hard to raise your kids to be productive members of society, there's always a part of you
that lives
on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I was talking with Luke
and for
Rankin
those of
about
us that don't have that, it's something else.
Jennifer, you have thousands.
I was talking with
kids.
Luke Rankin the other day about this very thing because he said he was talking about the need for Christians. Well, let me back up just a little bit. We were talking about how in America, amongst native-born Americans, our reproduction rate is so low, with the exception of the Greenings.
Yeah.
Our reproduction rate
They are half the population of Alaska at this point.
That we're not, if we don't do something about it, we're not going to be able to continue our society. We're not even having 2 children per household.
Multiplying.
No, we're not.
Yep.
And I totally forgot where I was going with all that.
Leaving your place in this world.
Yeah. Thank you. He was talking about how he's talked to so many Christian friends of his who've decided they don't want to have children. And I asked him what's the drive behind that? Is just the world we live in so evil they don't want to bring them into that or whatever. And there's some of that, and some of it is they want certain things, whether it's a boat or a lake house, and and I can understand that. And children, they're difficult. I get it. Children are hard.
They're hard work like a business.
They take a lot of
humans are hard.
They take a lot of your time. They take a lot of your attention. They take a lot of your resources. However, you are never going to impact somebody because you have a lake house or a boat.
Yep.
Right.
But you can have impact on generations to come if you raise your children to be decent, godly people and productive people. You can impact generations because that's to your children, and if they in turn around and do it to their children who do it to their children, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are just passing down and down and down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it doesn't have to be your children who take over that particular business. I mean, that's great. That's part of the vision, but it's not everything. The vision is instilling that entrepreneurial spirit.
100%.
I want my kids to be able to create jobs for themselves no matter what is happening in the economy or the world around them.
Yeah. And I do want to go back just for a second and say one more thing to...
You've said a lot.
I want to say one more thing about what you said to the person who giving advice to an entrepreneur who is getting started, but they don't have the capital or they don't have the backing or whatever. And I learned this from Brian Davis and Eric Cooperman, who were at the Furman Institute of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Previous guests that comes out tomorrow.
Not as good as me.
They talk about to entrepreneurs what they label their MVP, which we all know as most valuable player, but it is, in the entrepreneurial world, a minimally viable product. What is the least amount of money I can spend to create the product that the public is interested in?
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, in other words, and to my listeners, I apologize for being rote and just saying the same things over and over. You hear a lot from me naturally because I'm the host. My wife knows my original idea for a cigar business was, man, I want to get this freaking sick 25, 30-foot old school Airstream and renovate this and have a banger.
Yeah.
That's legitimate.
Yeah, but that's also like $60,000. You know what I mean? By the time you buy it and pay somebody to do the renovations, because those are not skills that I possess.
But look at what you did for the community.
Well, sure, but what I'm saying is, by the time it was all said and done, when we started, between my tents and buying chairs that I wound up not needing,
right?
And the paraphernalia and all the cigars, my entrance into entrepreneurship was like $4,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went on a totally different route from what I originally had wanted when I
Was
quickly.
it even that much? I don't think it was even that much with the tents and the setup that you
I
originally
bought a lot
had.
of cigars. but
Eventually, yeah.
yeah, but it was close to it. You know, I
truth
mean,
comes
by the time you buy 2 pop-up tents and you buy chairs and you buy a little table and you buy all the cigars and the stuff on the table, and of course your LLC and your filings with the state and your business cards and website and all of that and logo design, all that stuff. You know, I started with like $4,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you've got to look at what you're starting from a reality standpoint of what's the minimal amount that I can put into this to get going, instead of, like you have taught me, it's better to make mistakes at $4,000 than at $50,000.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that in my podcasts. You know, if you have a true dream and a true vision, figure out.
It's a great cigar, by the way. La Historia by E.P. Carrillo. It's rich, it's bold, it's creamy, it's a little spicy.
It's like me. Rich, bold, and spicy.
Especially rich.
Creamy.
I am white.
A little
really
creamy.
white.
Sorry, this is Sunday afternoon smoke.
She likes
I
cream in her
had to
coffee.
interrupt. There's a reason this cigar is special to me. One of the first boxes I ever bought, but man, it's a banger. I mean, it's a face hitter.
It's
so good.
It's just a good.
It's good. The
Class
draw's
8
perfect. It's
cigar.
open. Look at that construction. Burn even all the way down.
It
I've
did.
got 1/3 left to go. Anyway, you were saying.
Well, if you have a true passion for something, you figure out just how to start.
Yeah.
Just start.
Yes.
And in
Just
my
do
mind,
the next thing.
just do the next freaking thing.
Yeah.
And in my mind, somebody who has an idea and, well, I'll never be able to do that because I don't have somebody to give me $75,000. You don't really have a vision.
No.
You have a wit. You have a wish.
That's a great insight.
Yeah.
You might have an idea, but you don't really have a vision.
Wow.
A passion.
And you don't have a passion.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you could not do that thing.
Well, and let's speak to another level of entrepreneurism. You don't always have to have a passion for what you're doing. You have to see that there's a need.
Yes.
And a desire to meet it. I mean, that's just another level of entrepreneurism. So if someone is just now starting to think along those lines and they hear, oh, well, I got to have a passion. What's my passion? And they get caught up. Don't get tangled up in those weeds. That's part of it. I mean, that's what makes it fun.
Right.
That's what makes it fun.
That can be your drive.
That can be your drive.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, I see a need here. How can I meet that need?
Well, I have a subscription to the masterclass online where there's just like all these entrepreneurs and experts in their own fields just teaching you things.
Yeah.
From chefs all the way to Martha Stewart. And it was really fascinating learning more about her history and even just the beautiful property that she now owns that was not beautiful when she bought it.
Okay.
It was terrible. And she made a plan.
Yeah.
And she talks even just about her own business philosophy is figure out what people need.
And then do a little insider trading and
She actually didn't do it. She didn't do it. She didn't.
No, I'm not knocking her.
She was the scapegoat.
I'm not knocking her. She's the scapegoat. Yeah.
She was
I'm
the
with you.
scapegoat. But she just talked about just in simple terms, figure out what people need. And yes, you have to have it be something that you're interested in. I'm not interested in learning how to tile showers. So I'm not going to be the person that goes, we need an amazing shower tiler around here, so I'm going to do it. But it was...
No, but there are those entrepreneurs that will like see that need and say, I'm going to hire the guy.
Absolutely.
And start that business.
Sure.
And then they will hand that business over to that. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
In her world, it was her
That's
interest.
a different kind
what
of
do
thing.
people need?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to figure out how to fill that need.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a
See needs and meet them.
there's a whole lot of different levels to it.
Yeah.
For sure. And sometimes it's like, ooh, we don't have anybody around
Don't-
doing
don't-
that. So
yeah.
let me figure out how to.
Right. Don't
fulfill
be
that.
daunted by like, oh,
Yes.
well, I don't have like this big passion. You don't have to have a super big passion about something. You just have to see needs.
Well,
And in my experience, just because I've listened to a lot of blowhards in my life, if all you're focused on is how can I just make money,
Yeah, that's not.
it doesn't usually turn out well in the end.
No. It should be about, I see a need.
Because
How am I going to meet the need?
our world needs us to care
Yeah.
about the other guy
Yeah.
and about the guy next to us.
Yeah.
You know,
What do they
and
need?
It's not going to truly get you anywhere if you're just chasing a big buck and thinking,
No.
this is a huge idea. And
those
if I
are,
just
those
bring
are
it, I'll
some of the
make
most
millions."
annoying entrepreneurs I've ever known.
Yes. Yes.
when I started my
Hence the blowhard.
when I started my cigar business, I started it because I was passionate about it and I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, I could make maybe a little bit of money at it. Not anything crazy.
Everybody wants to make money.
It's
That's
okay.
not a bad
But
thing.
it
that's
wasn't
okay.
no, but
That's
it
not
wasn't but it wasn't the driving factor. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna start this cigar business and I'm gonna make millions at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That wasn't
your drive.
the drive.
remotely.
And by the way, it's still not my drive. Are there things that I
And you're
have
still not making millions.
that I'm still not making millions or anywhere
you will
close
be.
to
Good
millions?
thing it wasn't your
Yeah.
drive.
No. Now, I have things in my brain about places I want to take my cigar company that I think could be very, very lucrative.
For sure.
But again, that's not my goal. I started a podcast. Why did I start a podcast? Not like, and I looked at my stats on Spotify the other day. I think in the last 30 days, I've had 140 streams and like 50 something hours of listening time. And many of those hours, I will admit, are myself. I listened to
while I was on the treadmill.
I listen to my own podcast because I just want to help the algorithm. You know what I mean? Now, but is it, and I've said this before,
True
is it
confessions.
my goal to have like millions of listeners? No. I do the podcast because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I do the podcast because it's fun.
It's fun.
I do the podcast and on a strictly business level, I do the podcast because it's a simple way for me to promote my businesses and the businesses of the people in the community to the local listeners. I do the podcast because it's a great way for me to network. You know,
Yeah.
I meet interesting
Yeah.
people. I always talk about on the podcast how I run the cigar business. By the way, if you want a swanky cigar bar to show up to your wedding, your backyard barbecue, your golf tournament, your whatever, visit mobilecigarbox.com, fill out the booking inquiry form. I'll be back with you as soon as possible, or you can get me directly at 864-207-2316. I'm also a realtor. If you need help buying or selling, I'd love to help you. I just threw out my number. But, you know, it's a great way for me to network and meet people, and hopefully that will create more business. But I do the podcast on a business level for those things, but mostly I did it for fun.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, you know, Keith, Roger, and I tried to start one, and we couldn't figure out the technical aspect of it,
Right.
and it went absolutely nowhere.
Right.
But before I started that with Keith, Roger, and myself, I had the idea for my own podcast.
Mhm.
And I told Jason Jansen, my dear friend at Broadwater Shrimp, by the way, shout out to Broadwater. Check him out, Broadwater Shrimp on Instagram. Visit broadwatershrimp.com. If you're not getting your seafood locally from Broadwater Shrimp, make better life choices.
Here, here.
Yeah.
Or come to Homer, Alaska and
Come-
for halibut.
Well, that is a
For
whole...
the halibut.
For the halibut.
that is a whole different ball game, okay? But
and
anyway,
king salmon.
I
Pun
remember-
intended.
I remember telling Jason Jansen, hey, man, what if I did a podcast and do blah, blah, blah? And he goes, that sounds like a great idea. I'd listen to that. And he texted me the other day, and he said, I'm just finishing up such and such podcast, and I'm fixing to start the one with Craig Coons. So my friend listens to my podcast. And I had James Capps, who was my I think, third episode, Moultrie Leather Goods also has the foundation Parents Against Fentanyl. He lost a son, him and his wife, to fentanyl. So they started a foundation. He's like, man, I've been trying to catch up, but I really like your podcast. I do the podcast for me because it's fun. I started my cigar business because I had a passion for cigars. And I love the statement you just made. If you are looking at something that you want to start and you say, it's going to cost me $75,000, I can't do this, you don't have a vision.
Yeah.
That's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. This has been a lot of great entrepreneurial talk that I didn't really expect, but
you expected totally laundry.
We are definitely on
current.
Let me say,
our previous.
We are definitely on the rails. we're not off. Let me jump back to Homer Inn and Spa. From what you say, I have never been to the website. I'll definitely, after this episode wraps, I'm gonna look you guys up on social media. I'm gonna follow you, but the view looks awesome, what you've got going, or the view sounds awesome. What you've got going sounds great. I'm sure at a location like that with that scenery, you guys are getting like international visitors.
Yes. Yeah. We get a lot of European, all over the world. Yeah. Alaska is the place to be in the summer for sure. If you want to escape the heat in the lower 48, we are the place to be.
So people are coming to Homer and they're hanging out at Homer Inn and Spa and they're getting their massages and they're getting, do you have food?
Yes.
So you got a full kitchen restaurant?
It's intermittent fasting whenever you go to Homer Inn and Spa.
Nobody's talking to you, right?
We do not have a full kitchen. I aspire to that. And for anybody who's listening, my background is culinary. I trained as a professional chef.
Get out.
Heidi is an amazing cook. She's a really good cooker.
So that is my passion.
All right. Well, that makes me a little conscious. I thought my pork was pretty good, but maybe on the end, but the end's tapered. There was a little dry.
I told you I informed you that I was judging. I was totally judging.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that I was honest?
Well, how did I do?
It was awesome. I went back for seconds.
Hello.
The pecans, though.
If we'd had toasted pecans,
the toasted pecans,
you would have gotten a 10 out of a 10.
I burnt the pecans.
I've cooked on the show Chopped.
Really?
If anybody is
I've
familiar.
seen
not know that.
I've seen it.
Yes.
What did you make?
Well, what did you make? There's 3 rounds.
What
basket
did they give you?
All right.
I made it all the way to the final round.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I forgot how Chop works. They give you a pre-planned.
She's like, what crap did I make out of hot dogs and cereal?
I won't go into every detail,
I
but
forgot.
I wowed the audience.
They gave you a pre-planned.
By taking the pheasant and putting it in a blender with bacon, because that's how awesome I am.
You took a pheasant and put it in a blender?
Feathers and all.
What? Pheasant is very dry.
There's no fat.
There's no fat. It has to be mixed with bacon. So I turned it into like a crab cake. You've heard of crab cakes.
Yeah.
Pheasant cakes.
Pheasant cake.
What the heck?
That's a bold move.
It was a bold move. I put it in a blender, a Vitamix, by the way. Plunger.
So
whole
babe,
thing.
I've had the privilege of seeing her cook for, like the 16 people that live in her
my
house.
family.
Every time that I say it, the number just grows, including myself when I would go for a visit or to catch a baby. And, it's sometimes super bougie and sometimes just really amazing everyday
like
food.
Picked up macaroni and cheese.
That's good to make.
Yeah.
That's good to eat.
Yeah.
Beanie weenie scallopini.
Family
She's
food.
never had my beanie weenie scallopini, so that's she's missing.
Man,
she's missing.
It's wild. Like,
I just love food. I don't care what it is. I'm not.
You know what? I'm always fascinated, and I totally get it because the chef life, and I've interviewed several chefs on my podcast.
Yeah.
The chef life is a demanding life.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
they've got nothing on moms. Let me just tell you, we're cooking and taking care of kids.
But it's like, especially whenever you
for real.
Cheers,
especially
friends.
when you listen or watch stuff.
Let this house husband over here just say, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Pause a second there.
Cheers.
We're only giving him a hard time. He's an amazing husband.
I have all the respect for moms. By the way, I do literally like 99% of all the cooking in my.
He does. I'm very blessed to get to be the entrepreneur and the business owner. And
that's not because Jennifer can't throw down in the
Right.
kitchen, because she can.
Right. I just get
She's
to
just
not do those things.
busy.
Now that I have him, I get to just do the other
She's
things.
not
And listen, I'm no slouch
Very blessed.
in the kitchen,
You're a
but
tremendous slouch.
my skills lie outside.
My friend is
on
redheaded.
a
Can you
grill.
tell?
My skills lie outside on the grill and the smoker.
Yes.
But the Beanie Weenie Scallopini, number one,
We're
if you're
going
gonna
back to
make it, yeah, we're going there. You've got to get Kraft mac and cheese. Don't give me this Annie's healthy bullshit. Give me
And he's saying that only because I have been an influencer.
no,
Hey, I don't know
no,
what way.
no.
My
I grew up.
pants.
No, you know how I grew up. I would have never eaten Annie's. Kraft mac and cheese.
Are you? Okay, it's on.
Kraft mac and cheese.
No,
I
Dirty-
have to have.
organic.
No,
I
no,
have to have
no,
Kraft mac and
no.
cheese for this.
This is where I was going with the professional chefs.
I'm
and-
as health conscious as they come. But if we're going to make this dish, which I introduced him to, by the way,
I shun you.
I have to have Kraft mac
I
and cheese.
shun your
for
butt
this.
buns.
No.
You can shun my butt buns, and I will solace myself with Kraft mac and cheese, Beanie Weenie Scallopini, which my husband will now explain what it is.
One of the things I love about chefs, and I need to ask this question more, is that they spend all of their working hours, and many of them, in a kitchen making dishes for people. So when they go home or they're on their way, or they don't want to go home and cook. You know what I mean? It's the last thing you want to do. So it's right. So they love the trash food. What's the fast
for
food? You know what I
sure,
mean?
for
That you're
sure.
digging, or and that's where Beanie Weenie Scallopini is.
Yeah.
It's a box or 2 boxes of mac and cheese, right? With
We add extra butter, which makes it ketogenic.
and then now I didn't know
and gluten free.
and ranch
Not with Kraft.
ranch style beans,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was
yeah.
new to me. You know, I'd had like the sausage.
Whoa,
Don't put-
Chris,
don't
Chris,
wait,
you're
no,
from
no, this is
Texas.
my podcast.
Ranch
I'm
style
out.
beans
That was
were
for
new to
me.
you?
That was for
That's
me.
for
Yeah.
her.
Jeez.
I would
I'm revoking
I don't
your
think his
Texas
family ever ate
card.
no.
beans.
I would have never put beans in my mac and cheese. This is her. This is how she wants it.
Oh, wait. Okay. Beans and mac and
This
cheese.
Yeah.
is a comfort
Okay,
dish
so-
from my childhood,
For me,
That he's
I
Which
would
was
have.
sad.
which was sad. This was the bright spot of my child. This and my granddad, who's named
Which is
Basil
filled with
Eugene.
trauma, and now we know why.
So don't look. And people who put hot
You're just along
dogs
for the ride, my friend.
People who put hot dogs in their mac and cheese should probably be marched to the gallows. Put sausage. Get you a good sausage in
friends.
there, huh?
No, Beanie Weenie Scallopini because he's diluting this. He is. What are you doing to this?
Wait.
I'm
You're
zhuzhing it
diluting
up.
or
I'm zhuzhing it up a
diluting,
little bit. I don't want hot dogs.
No, you have to have good beef hot dogs. Hot dogs, not sausage.
Okay.
No,
Hot dogs,
No.
Kraft mac and cheese, and ranch style.
This
or
marriage is-
chili beans.
this marriage
okay?
is over.
Okay.
And you mix
It's
all
over.
that together,
I'm
and you
leaving.
can. And I would usually even add in some shredded cheddar cheese just to get that stream
What,
to it.
what about a couple packets of Taco Bell hot sauce?
No friends.
Oh, I'd smash that.
No friends.
No,
No,
yeah, you
That'd
put
be good.
you
No,
make the
good.
Kraft
So
mac
you can
and
add the
cheese.
sausage, but the original recipe for those who will make this, because this is
This
a
is the original
cult
recipe.
classic, is good beef hot dogs,
all beef hot dogs.
Frank mac and
Because
cheese.
pork is from the devil.
You mean
And
Frank?
ranch
You mean
beans.
Kraft?
What'd I say?
Frank.
Cool. Kraft mac and cheese and ranch style beans, or because I can't find them very readily here in South Carolina. You know, the black and yellow can of ranch style beans? Like,
Yeah.
I can't find
Yeah.
them here.
That's a
so
Texas thing.
Yeah.
it's
it
chili
is.
beans. Like, I could get those in Louisiana,
You can't
but I
get
can't get them
them
here.
Ranch beans.
So,
Yeah,
chili beans.
I
that
remember going to
works.
Walmart one day
Now,
looking
mess
all
up
over.
your recipe.
I remember going to Walmart one day looking all over the place for the very familiar ranch style beans, which are readily available
Now
in
he's
Texas.
saying readily.
And
you can
we-
get Southern Pride.
yeah, nah. So I found some substitute, and they weren't bad. But look, if you want to plus up, and you should plus up this recipe, okay?
with Taco Bell hot sauce.
Well, just a second. Just a second.
Valentino's. Similar,
Valentino's would be a great addition.
Frank's Red Hot.
Frank's Red Hot would also be good. That's vinegar based. Kraft mac and cheese. Kraft mac and
Stop
cheese.
bougieing up this shit, baby.
Put some good sausage in it. Don't put nasty ass hot dogs in there. And then, by the way, Heidi's definition of whiskey is hot ass. Okay.
He went there.
Yeah. Put some
Maybe
good.
her an old
like
fashioned.
Put some good quality sausage in there. Of
And
course,
your hot ass.
whole milk and butter, some extra shredded cheese, your ranch style beans, and yeah, I would hit some Valentinas on top of that. I would even be happy with some packets of Taco Bell hot sauce on that. I would smash that whole freaking pot.
Now I
would
know what's for breakfast.
I would
crumpled
eat that.
Fritos.
I mean, oh my gosh. Some crushed Fritos on top. I'd eat the hell out of that.
Spoke his love language.
I would eat the absolute hell out of
I
that.
won't eat processed food. I
Fritos.
might eat 1 or 2% processed food now, but if you put Fritos, if you had an open bag in there,
Suck it up like a vacuum.
I
Like
would
a
suck it
golf
up
ball
like-
through a garden hose. Yeah. I don't know how we went to entrepreneurism to this,
I don't know.
but
What's wrong with you people? I'm not coming back to South Carolina. This is insane.
Hey, we serve good drinks. You're coming back.
oh, we got some serious wind. I hope we're heading for a storm here in South Carolina in a few hours. I hope the background filters can pick all this stuff up. How many rooms?
Our background filters are working really hard to filter us out.
Yeah, I know.
So-
There's been a lot of crosstalk. We'll see how it goes. And
We're having fun.
How many? Yeah, we are. How many rooms do you guys have at Homer Inn and Spa?
Homer Inn and Spa. We have 6 rooms. It's a boutique hotel and day spa, and lovely, beautiful, gorgeous day spa amenities: personal massage, a massage yurt, a sauna, Finnish sauna, solar tepidarium, and a
What?
solar tepidarium. Doesn't that sound like
Tepidarium.
super exciting?
When you said
Super
solar room,
bougie.
I'm just thinking, what's the difference between a solar room and just like a sunroom
Sunroom.
on somebody's house?
Concentrated.
I mean, I don't mean to be offensive. I just don't know the difference.
Amazing Alaska view, Chris. Come on.
Probably concentrated, right?
It's a heck of a lot nicer than your.
No, then sitting in your sunroom staring
So-
out your backyard.
Right,
I totally
right.
get you.
So yeah. I mean, you're not too far off. It's a sunroom.
I don't mean to downgrade
No,
sunroom. I apologize.
No, you're awesome. It's a sunroom with class,
Okay.
which you don't know about.
But you get vitamin. but mofo, you get vitamin D sunglasses.
And
biatch.
vitamin D glasses.
That's what you get. Yeah.
It's a sunroom
Now-
with binoculars, and you're
Can't
not
start
looking
wedding.
at
She
your
loves
neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
You're looking at otters and whales.
No, well, you can't get otters and whales in your backyard. So that's pretty
You might
sweet.
get a whale here, but it's not going to be.
It just depends.
Yeah.
Hey, so I know you said y'all
so
do
many
some.
comments. Hashtag comments.
You
That's
do.
what I say when I can't say things that I should say out loud. Hashtag comments.
You
Hashtag.
you do have some. You do have some food options, but you said you don't have a full commercial kitchen.
Not
So,
yet,
or
but
do
we do
y'all-
have food options.
So, do y'all offer like a continental breakfast
We do,
or
yep.
like a room service of any kind?
Yep,
or
yep. Continental breakfast included with every room.
what does that consist of?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Homemade muffins by me,
Oh, executive chef,
executive
Food
chef.
Network star,
Muffins.
blended pheasant.
Blended
homemade
pheasant muffins by me.
So, what are you doing? Are you doing blueberry, orange, cranberry? Like, what are we doing?
We're doing a wild berry muffin because there are prolific wild berries in Alaska. So we
What's
have
the genre of berry? What are we talking about?
we have blueberries, cloudberries.
What's a cloudberry?
A cloudberry looks like a little cloud. It looks like a
tastes like a cloudberry.
snowsberry.
The drinks
Looks like a
keep flowing.
snowsberry.
No. This is friendship conversation that you've happened to stick mics in the middle of, so we're not responsible.
A cloudberry looks like a white raspberry.
What's the flavor profile?
Cloudberry.
In other words, it tastes like a marshmallow.
It tastes like a lighter raspberry.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of natural berries in the area for picking, and
so on the
you serve with the side of otter. You said
we serve it with the side of otter in a crusted panko fried.
Well,
yeah.
what's the real menu here? What are we talking about?
Okay, so we do have a continental breakfast for every room every morning, free, included with your room, which includes a homemade muffin by me and yogurt and, the traditional continental breakfast thing. And then we also have...
Homemade muffins are not traditional continental breakfast.
Yeah, you're getting
a packaged Cinnabon.
No, you're getting a Famous Amos muffin. If you go check into some hotel somewhere,
no Famous Amos made muffins.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. If you go to some hotel anywhere and they have a continental breakfast, you're gonna get like some plastic bagged muffins and some bananas and maybe some oatmeal and
no plastic bag.
Yeah, no.
See, that's not a continental breakfast.
No, you're offering like fresh made
breakfast.
muffins.
House-made.
There you go.
House-made
custom breakfast
muffin. Yes.
What else?
With yogurt and the
granola,
usual thing. And then we also have lunch options, wraps and stuff like that. Because of course, you're coming to Alaska, so you want to go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Homer is the halibut capital of the world. So fishing is a big, big deal, and it's super fun.
That's what I was going to get into. So obviously, people are coming to the day spa and the inn, and they're getting their pampering treatments there. But obviously, they're not spending 24/7 there. They're out doing excursions or whatever.
Yeah. There's so much to do.
So what's going on in Homer?
Come and do your fishing. Go halibut fishing. When my son went out last season, he caught halibut, he caught rockfish, he caught an octopus, he caught a skate, if you know what a skate is.
A skate is cousin to the stingray.
Yeah, it's like a stingray. Caught this big, huge thing. All of them are edible. We will process them for you. I mean, I don't stand there in the kitchen and process it for you, but we can take it to the I know, I'm just a loser. But we will take it to the processing plant for you and get it done. And of course, the captains will get it done for you. And then we will also hire out bear charters so you can go out and
Can somebody catch a halibut and take it to the local fishmonger and have it
absolutely
cleaned, and then you cook it for them?
Yes.
Shut
absolutely.
Up.
Yeah,
that's super boutique. That's really cool.
That is high-end boutique.
It's high-end boutique. Oh, yeah, we will totally do that for you.
So here's a dad joke. Why do people go fishing in Alaska?
Oh, my gosh. I know the answer to this because I'm a dad.
Why? I'm not a dad.
For the halibut.
Why didn't I guess
Just for the halibut.
Why didn't I guess? I should have just been like, for the halibut.
All right. You want me to tell you my worst?
I'm married to a dad joke guy. You know him.
All right. Look, here's a dad joke you can take home
you
to
feel
Jeremy.
Shame right now.
I'm ashamed.
All right. This is probably the worst, best dad joke ever.
All right. Lay it on me.
All right. So there's a guy who had a nice wood shop and all that stuff, and he had a buddy of his over, and he was showing him all his tools, showing him around the shop, and he got to a part and he said, This is my step ladder. I never knew my real ladder.
I can't even laugh.
Come on.
The laugh won't come.
That is a sad and awesome dad joke. It's my favorite. I never knew my real ladder.
Now the laugh came. The laugh just hit.
Man, you're no fun.
I've been fun all night.
There it is. There it is.
She's so ashamed that she missed the halibut.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the halibut joke. Like,
all right, ladies.
You get it, right?
I get it.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I mean, you're not blonde.
No.
All right, ladies. We are no.
Roots are red.
She's not. We're knocking on 2 hours in here.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we're an hour and 54.
Friend.
Do we have anything else pertinent we want to talk about before we wrap it up?
This was so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And
love
I love
you
that
guys. Love what you're doing. Just
Same.
like,
Same for
so, yeah, loving what you're doing.
And I love that you use the boutique word, because that's what I use for my business and have for years, providing a boutique birth experience.
Oh, nice.
And it's so individual.
Ooh.
And it's unique.
Let's
It's like, yes,
Boutique unique.
you hire a midwife because you want to have a safe birth, right? You want to have somebody who's overseeing things, but it's the next level.
Yeah.
When it's boutique.
Yeah.
When it's customized.
You don't want to be treated like a number.
Right. So that's what you're doing at the end. That boutique experience of even what you fish, you will have on your plate tonight. That's really cool.
You are not a number.
Yeah.
You're not a number. You're
Yeah,
a
so
guest.
let's dive into that for just a second. When if there's some cigar smoking guy out there listening to Sunday Afternoon Smokes and his wife is pregnant,
Ooh.
or since we're going to
I like this
ask
guy.
Wellborn Upstate to be a collaborator and it's going to go out to all these people who follow your socials, what are your socials?
Everywhere, just to keep it consistent, I am at Wellborn Upstate on Facebook, Instagram, and wellbornupstate.com.
Okay. When you say that you are a boutique midwife, or that Wellborn Upstate is a boutique
Provides a boutique birth experience.
booth experience, what do you mean by that?
Well, just like I was saying, it's like it's not just the standard of I'm hiring a midwife to make sure that my baby is delivered safely, not just to watch out for health issues and stuff. There are some midwives that have a reputation of transferring really quickly, whether it's from impatience or we all have our own things. So is it fear? Is it past birth traumas? Whatever it might be, or that they don't have the skills potentially or education to deal with certain things prenatally. Not only am I constantly doing a lot of advanced education, boutique side comes in the fact that I do body work. So when it comes to babies breastfeeding and oral function, I do fascial therapy that helps these babies unwind.
By the way, let me just jump in here and say to everybody that's listening, there is, to my knowledge, there is no other midwife in the upstate area that offers craniofacial sacral.
Craniosacral.
I always
fascial
get
therapy.
those. I always get those mixed up. Craniosacral fascial therapy.
And is an IBCLC.
And is an IBCLC, an international
board certified
lactation consultant. The breasts are involved. Let's just put it there. Ladies, if you need to help breastfeeding your baby. Because look, I don't know anything about that, obviously. Sometimes
Yes, you do.
I do to an extent. I do to an extent. I was bottle fed. I'm just letting you know.
Me too, friends.
I was.
Honey.
But sometimes that's difficult.
Yes.
And so my wife is an international board certified lactation consultant. So if you hire, and I'm plugging you here, but these are just things that I know. If you hire Wellborn Upstate or contract with, however you want to phrase it, to be your midwife, you're getting like 3 services in one.
At least.
That the overwhelming majority of midwives in this area, which there aren't a ton, do not offer.
Right. And I have a physical therapist now on staff and a chiropractor husband-wife duo that are joining soon. hopefully soon, having a massage therapist join and have amazing staff that are there to answer questions and help take care of needs so that it's all not dependent on me, which is really important. Going back to the whole entrepreneur thing. It can't all be dependent on me. So I have amazing support people.
Let me just add that.
And by the way, you speak from experience because she's been your midwife on more than one occasion.
Exactly. I speak from experience. So anyone that Jennifer would hire and consider reliable is 100% trustworthy and reliable. I've never felt more, and I've had, I would give birth in the woods, but as opposed to a hospital, but
you've had all the experiences,
I'd
right?
go squat in my backyard, but I'd much rather have my babies with Jennifer. And even if she weren't there, if she said, "Oh, go with this person," I would totally go with that person. So
yeah. And part of the boutique side, just to answer your original question, is I work really, really hard. This is a blessing of my personality and just the drive that I have for my work. I work really hard to know each person really well. I make notes, even to their likes and dislikes, their personalities, traumas that they have from previous births, to know how to best support them in their current pregnancy and their upcoming birth, to be able to provide an extremely customized experience that is not remotely cookie cutter.
Jennifer makes everyone feel like her only client.
I love that.
Well, I want to say
I love that so much.
Just knowing what I know about your schedule and your practice, it's like if you go see my wife during your pregnancy, during your prenatal care, it's a wholly different thing than going to see an OBGYN just because you're going to have a birth in the hospital. By the way, if that's what you want to do, do it. That's fine.
Yeah,
but it's not
where you feel safe.
Yes, but it's not like, okay, I'm going for my OBGYN appointment and I'm there 15 minutes and I'm out.
5. You wait.
5?
You wait 2 hours and you get a 5-minute appointment.
If you go see my wife, you're in there for like 45 minutes.
45 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on what appointment.
And if you have if you are intestinally connected, like we are, it could be longer.
Yeah.
We are intestinally connected.
We are intestinally connected.
I don't know what
erythritol
that
does great things to your guts.
My favorite term. I am intestinally.
So mine and Heidi's, we can't remember if it was our consultation where I went to her house to meet her.
Don't overdo the erythritol in sugar-free ice cream.
I remember it was the consultation.
It will
our very first visit.
It's like the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
Erythritol does things.
Reviews of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
And it turns out we were both following a lot of the same. Like, I had just learned more about sugar-free and sugar alcohols and stuff. And it was like one of our first conversations that we were laughing so hard about. Not going to lie, the farts that erythritol causes. And I hardly knew this beautiful, poised woman in this beautiful home with all of these kids. You were so poised. So poised. That is the word that comes to mind until tonight. That is the word that comes to mind.
I love you.
And here we are talking about our intestinal connection, and it was delightful, and we have been great friends ever since. So that's part of the boutique experience. Is I'm not stuck up. I don't have a stick up my butt
human.
buns. Yeah.
No stick up her butt buns.
No stick up my butt buns.
I've squished them. They're soft and pliable and lovable.
We have a lot of fun in our practice.
You have far more knowledge.
Yeah, well,
here's somebody asked me recently, like, what sets my practice apart from other.
How are your butt buns?
No, they didn't ask specifically that. He was a little too poised for that. He asked me, like, what sets you apart from other midwives we might interview?
I hate that question.
And they didn't end up hiring me, which is fine. And I really struggled to answer that question.
That was the question. What sets you apart? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's always those questions in interviews or about your business. What?
Why should I hire
Why
you
should I
instead of
hire
somebody
you
else?
versus so and so? What makes you better than so and so?
I'm not a crazy butthole. How about that?
I hate that question. God,
I
hate that question.
really struggled to answer it because I love my profession, but I wouldn't trust, I'm saying this very delicately, I wouldn't trust a lot of the local midwives with my clients. It's very hard. I feel a lot of us, we feel like islands, trusting other people. I want somebody who will treat my clients like I would. And that's extremely hard to find. And if he had said, specifically this person or that person, I could have gone, oh, I will tell you the difference. But later I thought a big part that makes me different from a lot of the practices, I will say all the practices in the area, is we have fun. We have fun. I have a sense of humor.
Heck yeah.
We laugh. Everybody that works for me wants to keep working for me.
Yeah.
We have a good time in the office. We're friends. We have our staff nights.
You take the business of caring for the mothers and the children, the babies, seriously, but you don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that. I take
In my everyday life, every single day,
I don't take you too seriously.
I know you don't, and it's perfect.
I take my there are
and there we have it.
There are very few things in this.
I am here tonight.
Yeah, very few things in this life I take seriously. I don't take people seriously who take themselves seriously. Life's too short for that nonsense. There's just we want to have impact on people. We want to love people and be kind. But you should have fun.
Yeah.
You should
and those aren't exclusive.
No.
Being kind to people and taking care of them is not exclusive to humor.
You know me. I take very few things seriously.
And that's like, like even Luke saying that one thing that helps sell them is knowing that I've delivered or attended approximately 1,400 births and never lost a mom or a baby. Like that's a
big deal.
It's huge when it comes to like safety.
That's
and
something
stuff.
to take seriously.
That's what you could say sets you apart.
Right.
That's
But we sit there in appointments and it's like, I care about you as a person. Tell me how your week's gone. I want to know how.
Yeah.
And I truly do.
I ate erythritol today.
You ate erythritol today. Please don't let that loose in my office.
And I had, like farting
that's
out my pants.
That's one thing I wanted to touch on before we
Erythritol?
move. No. Before we move up, because Luke Rankin was on my mind about how he was, whenever he said his wife wanted to have a home birth, he was immediately walls up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not comfortable. And every man, every husband is very, by the way, I will say this, every husband that's worth his salt as a husband is concerned about the safety of his wife and of his children.
Men care about safety and money.
Yes.
That's the man question in
yes.
the office.
Absolutely, 100%, as we should be. There's nothing wrong with that.
You're fixers and protectors. That's your job.
That's exactly what we do. And one thing I wanted to, and I told him that there are many reasons that women transfer to the hospital. Sometimes, and I said to him in the podcast, sometimes they transfer because there's some kind of complication. My wife is worried about the woman's blood pressure. My wife is worried about the baby's heart rate. There are certain, but sometimes it's just a simple matter. It doesn't have to be a complication. It can just be that mama is, I'm done.
Sure.
Things aren't happening.
It's not always an urgency.
Right. It's not, she's not dilated enough, or she's just worn out and she doesn't have any more to give and she just wants to go to the hospital, and that's fine. But one of the things that, for anybody listening, maybe it's a woman who is pregnant or about to be pregnant, a cigar smoking husband who has a wife. Obviously the overwhelming majority of people listening to my podcast are men.
Shout out to Rob Middleton, who listens while he washes dishes.
Thank you, Rob Middleton, for listening to this podcast. One of the things I've heard you say about your practice, because I want you to help set the minds of my listeners at ease, is you've said, I think it is, you're patient, but you're not risky.
I say that is my hallmark as a midwife. I've been blessed to not always attend births here. Obviously, I didn't grow up as a midwife here. Practicing in rural areas of West Virginia and Ohio really taught me a lot about what I call bare bones midwifery and learning what normal is. When I had clients who were like, I'm not going to the hospital for an induction just because I'm 42 weeks and I want to go longer than that. Longest I ever had somebody that went 45 and a half weeks. Can you imagine being pregnant that long? And she was like, I know when my period was. I know what my due date is. Nothing is wrong. I'm not going in.
God bless that woman.
I
She's
know.
Smart.
She had the biggest baby she had ever had and just made it. She just sat there and waved her hands in the water during a contraction and then eventually pushed out a 10-pound baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
your body is designed to have your baby.
Yep.
Your body is designed to have your baby.
And she was resolute. And because I didn't have any regulations, I had to take a breath and trust my client.
Yeah.
And let her lead.
Yeah.
We went through all the spiels. We went through all the conversations. Can't do that here in South Carolina, just for the record. But I also don't abandon my clients. So sometimes people make choices for themselves, and there's things that I support because I support freedom of choice. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, let me jump in here and say this, because I've heard stories. If you, as a man, and your wife, and you have a baby, and there's an issue of whatever kind, maybe it's medical, or maybe it's just your wife is worn out. If you go to the hospital, my wife is going with you. If you're in the hospital for any amount of time, she's coming to see you.
Yeah.
Whenever you go home from the hospital, she is coming to see you.
Yes.
Just because you have to go to the hospital, my wife does not turn you over to the hospital. You are still her client.
Yeah.
And she will continue to see you. And that is not something that can be said for every midwife in this area.
No.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
To me.
Because I, in the end, I truly care about them as people. And it's not just, oops, didn't get to be your midwife for the birth.
That, man, we're going to get on another topic, and I'm totally cool with that. But that
2 hours into it.
Right.
that is the make or break issue for an entrepreneur. You may have a passion for your product or your service, but you have to care about the people that you're serving.
1000%.
That goes back to the community side of things. Loving the community, caring about serving the community.
Yes.
Whatever your community happens to be.
Absolutely.
You could start a business somewhere and then move it.
Absolutely.
But your vision is, I care about my community wherever I am.
I had an interview with a business coach back in January. His name's Chris Cloud. And we were talking about, companies and their mission statements and all this. And he said most mission statements are just a bunch of nonsense.
Gobbledygook.
Yeah. It's like, let's just say Apple or Samsung or whatever, that we want to make the best phone on the market. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I want to make the best cell phone on the market. I want to make that.
Why?
I understand why.
No. But I'm saying that's like, is it just because you want to make money or because you want to make people's lives easier?
Well, at the end of the day,
it's a big thinking process.
At the end of the day, pick 25 cell phones on the market, right? 25 different brands or models.
Sure.
They can all make phone calls. They can all send text messages. They can all download the current apps. They can all send emails.
Right.
They can all functionally do what you need them to do. So
and apples are usually better.
Whatever. So like making a cell phone the best cell phone on the market doesn't really mean anything, and it doesn't impact my life.
Right.
And I was talking about my business that I don't really I don't have a business statement. And he said, well, with your business, I don't think you need one. And we just kind of started diving into that. And I said that
I heard that conversation,
Oh,
and
did
I
you?
loved that he pushed a little deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my idea is that
You have a great mission.
I believe, taking an event in your life that would be a cool and excellent time and elevating it into something that would be a memory. And he said, now you're talking.
That
know,
is your mission statement.
Yeah. In talking with Brian Davis and Eric Cooperman, I said, in my point of view, like a lot of people who start a company with a product or a service, they see an empty void in the market. Like Eric Cooperman started a business called Bottle Titan that was all about tracking spirits and wine for viability and authenticity. From
Right.
you can keep track of this bottle of wine from the time it leaves the vineyard unto
Spoiler
its
alert.
destination. Yeah.
Podcast is coming out tomorrow.
Well, but this podcast will come after, so it's not really
Right.
a spoiler. But he's like, I see a void in the market. Let me jump in and fill this
Sure.
hole.
Sure.
And I said, well, with my business, I didn't really see that there was something missing. I wasn't solving a
It
problem.
was an interest.
Yeah, it
for
was an
you.
interest. And Brian said, well, wait a minute. I would push back on that some.
Mm.
You know, he's like, I look at your business and I see you taking an opportunity in people's lives and in people's events to make them something special that they were not beforehand.
Absolutely.
That is creating, and
Solving or creating?
yes,
Both.
You're
Solving.
and so
So sometimes we have to let people know that they are missing something and to make them miss it, which is what you're doing.
Ooh.
You're missing out on having this beautiful, memorable experience.
that's what I always
opportunity.
say whenever I do my regular cigar ad on my podcast, which I did not do tonight. My opening statement.
It's like you didn't plan this
Did
or
it?
something.
What? Do it now. Do it. I want to hear it.
Okay, here it is,
Let's do
right
it.
here. All right,
Here it comes.
here it comes.
I love his wording.
Well, let me get to it right here. Wouldn't you like to elevate your special moment with a cigar box? Since you're craving premium cigars for your next function, let me bring the luxurious cigar experience to you. Whether it's a celebratory gathering, a relaxing backyard barbecue with your neighborhood, or a corporate event, the Cigar Box offers a curated selection of the finest cigars brought directly to your location in a custom-built teardrop-style cigar trailer, showcasing 100 individually displayed cigars in a classy cedar-built rolling humidor. Feast your eyes on our curated selection featuring top and boutique brands. Enjoy personalized recommendations and expert advice. You can get me directly at 864-207-2316 or visit mobilecigarbox.com to learn more and fill out the booking inquiry form while you're there. That's the ad.
In case you missed it, that's 864-207-2316. And yes, I have memorized his cell phone number.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Here's the thing. The opening question is, and this is kind of getting into philosophy and mindset of consumers. Wouldn't you like to elevate your special moment with a cigar box? Here's the deal. And something I learned in reading Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. When you take your business as an entrepreneur, oh gosh, Richard Cox, my broker, says this a lot of the time, that all in business and influence, it's marketing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dale Carnegie says, people don't care about what you want. What I want is for people to hire me to come to their wedding, their 50th birthday party, their 30th wedding anniversary party, whatever. I don't really care what it is.
Right.
But they don't care about the fact that I want them to hire me.
No.
So I want to poise my business and frame it in such a way that I care about what they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like
The difference is there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us that are people pleasers. We are inherent people pleasers. So we approach our businesses from, I want you to want me because I want to make.
Oh,
you
that's
happy.
such a great.
I want you to want me. I need you to need me.
Yeah.
I love you to love
Going
me.
way off the rails.
I can't not have that song in my head when you say that. Did
But
you
yeah,
know what you were
turn-
getting yourself into?
I can't sing,
I
but
know.
man, see what I mean?
But
We're circling way back.
You
She's
mean eye contact?
she's-
Or like,
yes.
oh yeah,
she's
we're going
uncultured,
there.
uncultured
Uncultured
swine.
I know. I know that song. Thank you, people.
Oh, who sings it?
Thank you. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Gosh, I don't even know who sings it. Who does it?
Doesn't matter.
But
But yes, we have to approach it from the point of how can I serve you?
yes,
What do you want today?
yeah.
What do you need today?
How can I serve
Let
you?
me let you know that you need this,
Such
even
a-
though you haven't thought of it
It's a
before.
freaking great song.
Excuse me, I'm dropping truth bombs here.
No, but what you're saying is very applicable and very true. But here's the other very, very tricky
I
part.
love my friend Jennifer.
Here and,
I love her.
and
She
you
snorts.
Can, all three of us can speak
I
to
hope
this.
this will remain in the podcast because I love her and she snorts.
Yeah.
He edits nothing.
No, I edit nothing other than boosting vocals and editing out background noise. Here's the other tricky part of entrepreneurial businesses:
Real life here.
how to price yourself.
Ooh,
How to
you ready for another hour of the podcast?
well, why not? I've done 3-hour podcasts before. How to price yourself, how to price your product, how to price your service.
That's a big topic. Huh?
And I know this is difficult. We don't have to dwell long on this, but here's a couple of things that I have learned in just reading and listening, and I increased my prices all that not long ago for my cigar service, and I did that based on some of the things
My
that
encouragement.
but I also did that based on some of the things I was seeing locally, because there are a couple of guys in the upstate area doing what I do. By the way, nobody has what I have.
Right.
And by the same token, to be fair, they can say nobody has what I have. They have different style trailers, blah, blah, blah.
And that's the beauty of it. Don't ever feel threatened by the people in your area who do similar.
That's true.
Nobody is ever
Competition
you.
is good.
That's true.
Competition is good, and nobody is ever you. You are going to
Competition is
bring
good.
something. Look, with your personality,
Yeah.
your drive, with your passion, with your vision, with your heart for customer service, that somebody else is not going to bring.
I've said this before. I don't care what you're selling or what service you're offering. As the entrepreneur, you are your best product. The end. It's not
beard.
because there's other people selling cigars. There's other people running inns and day spas. There's other midwives, but you are.
Homer.
Well, maybe not in Homer, but you are the difference maker. However, I will say, because you went in before we started podcasting, you went in my garage. Nobody has that. And by the way, nobody in the United States of America has that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only guy that has this.
I'm speechless. I'm.
But
I walked in there. She's like,
It
"Oh
was
yeah,
so
come and
cool,
see
and it
his
was so fun."
thing in the garage." Okay, I'm gonna why am I walking in the garage? Oh my gosh, what is
Yeah.
this? This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
It's really
Yeah,
impressive.
but here's
really
the thing.
impressive.
It is very, very difficult to price your product and or service. And once you do your research and figure out what the local market can sustain or what the local market can afford, and you settle on that, then settle on it and be firm about it. Then obviously there's some factors and you need to gauge that.
Confident is
But
the
I will
word.
say this: I advertise on the Knot, which is a wedding advertisement, and my prices have gone up, and I've had 4 inquiries. And you know how many people have hired me? 0. absolutely zero people have hired me. I saw that. This is a audio only podcast. Nobody else can see that, but I saw it. Now, listen. Nobody has hired me at my increased rate. However, some of the things, here's one thing. When people, if you are confident in yourself and your service and your product and what you are offering, and a lot of people might say, or a number of people might say, you're too expensive. The reality is I'm too expensive for you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can I give you the best piece of advice I ever got as a young business owner?
No, absolutely not. Moving on.
Well,
Heidi, I got another question.
I'm going to tell Heidi the best piece of advice I ever got. This was in California at what we called a birth hobnob. I love the wording. It was somebody.
I love hobnobs.
It was Elliot Berlin in L.A., who was a chiropractor and was trained as a doula. He is an Orthodox Jew, got a special dispensation or whatever you call it from his rabbi to be able to be a doula to support women in labor.
A male doula?
Yeah.
A doula, he and his wife.
I remember you telling me about this.
That's an interesting...
He and his wife took the training together. He jokingly called himself a Jula, which I think is just the best dad joke ever.
A Jula.
Ever. Well, he would host hobnobs at his home. First time I was ever, this is total aside, first time I was ever exposed to Orthodox Jewish lifestyle. Like they had the light switch in the bathroom was on the outside of the home. It was a motion sensor so that when you would go in on the Sabbath, it would detect your presence. It would automatically turn on and you wouldn't have to actually flip a switch.
Because that's work and that's a no-no on the Sabbath.
Exactly. You're lighting a fire.
Insane.
It's a modern day fire. Not judging, just sharing my experience.
I'm judging a little.
I'm sharing my experience. So anyway, we had these hobnobs.
I'm with Chris.
And I'm not with either one of you. There was somebody there that was a creator of an organic baby line product. And she was talking about running your business and starting your business. And she said, don't ever set your number below what makes you smile. And I've thought of that for these last...
Yeah, explain that.
Since 2013? So 12 years I have thought of that. If you quote somebody a number for your product and you're inside, you're going, ugh, I just don't feel fairly compensated for that. Set it higher. If it's so high that you're like, ugh, nobody's going to pay that. That's just way too much. It doesn't match my market, doesn't match my community, then set it lower. But that little internal check, and I've experienced that lately too. If I raised my prices, it was a quick jump. It was kind of dramatic. But I found when I would quote people my prices, that inside I'd be like, I should just make a new one up right now. Just make up a new number, And because I felt uncompensated for the work that I did, for the staff that I have, for all the offerings that we have, I wasn't smiling anymore when I would offer them that price. And so I jumped, and it came with a lot of prayer and agony. As you know the agony of it, of how I totally just screwed up here.
I told you it'd be fine.
And in general, it is fine. And it has gone well. I completely changed my pricing system. But that feeling of, you know it in your soul when you're offering your price and you feel like you're offering it just so people will accept you.
We'll take it.
Right. Not because you feel like this is what my value is.
Oh,
it's much easier to judge a product than it is a service, by the way.
Yeah.
Say it again?
It's much easier to judge. I left out a word.
Oh.
Sorry. It's much easier to judge the cost of a product than it is a service.
Sure. And that's like, true too.
Whenever I met my now friend Chris Cleveland, who is the Hollywood actor, who is part of the encouragement. Now I've got a couple of roles in acting films coming up. In all of my entrepreneurial ventures and turning myself into something that I was not beforehand. You asked me earlier, like, where did I get the confidence or to do these things.
Yeah.
The ability, and part of it was all my years as a pastor and public speaking, and I know I can deliver emotion and lines and all that because I did all that for years with passion and those things. So I'm very confident in my ability to publicly speak.
Yeah.
But I met him. Somebody hired me to come out to their husband's, I think, what in the world? Marcy, what are you doing? That's my cat.
She loves
She wants a little vodka.
Somebody hired me to come out to their husband's, I think, 50th birthday party. And I met this guy from Hollywood who's a native to one of the cities local here. And he really encouraged me in some things, and I decided to go for it. But whenever he saw my trailer and everything, he's like, dude,
you totally rock.
Well, there was that, yes. But he's also like, please telling me you're charging like $5,000 for this. And I said, well, man, this is not Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not Los Angeles. This is like South Carolina, man. So when it comes to pricing your product and or service, yeah, you need to be confident in yourself and you need to know your worth. But the bigger question is, what can the local market bear?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, you are in a very, I don't know if
niche.
Precarious is the right word. I mean,
niche is the word.
Niche.
You have a city of 5,000 people. Now,
full-time residents.
Full-time. I would imagine, obviously, most of the people that live in Homer, Alaska are not booking rooms at Homer Inn and Spa because they can go see those views and do those things anytime they want to.
Actually, they can't.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so let me just be clear that Alaska as a state is phenomenal. No matter where you are, phenomenal. Every day of my life in Alaska is like the best day of my life.
Really?
Yeah. It's so incredible. And the people are amazing. I love the people.
I can't wait to do the cigar.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm freaking jazzed.
Yeah, me too. You're just, like I can picture you there. But no, our specific location, it's rare. It's rare to have that kind of location, that kind of view. So even the local residents want to come there. And that's why
Why can they not go see it?
Well, they can, but to have a place where you can sit in a hot tub and do it.
Oh, I see.
A place where you can sit in a Finnish sauna and see it. That's actually rather unique.
So do you have like a day pass thing for like the locals?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a membership. So, and we do special events. So to have you guys out there.
I want to sit in your hot tub and smoke a cigar and look at the bay.
Absolutely.
And drink a whiskey.
Yes. It would just be so beautiful. Like, you'd love it. I can't wait.
I'm going to love it.
It's inspiring.
I am over the moon with a possibility of taking a business trip to Homer, Alaska,
and let's
to do a big
a
cigar
podcast
event.
And
I'll bring my gear.
Yeah,
and we'll do a podcast from Homer, Alaska.
And let's add some video in there too.
I'll figure that out. I'm not super tech savvy. Here's the other thing about entrepreneurship, since I said that I'm not super tech savvy. When my friends Keith and Roger and we tried to start a podcast, and my friend Keith has a large beard like I do. And
I like the squirrels in your beard. Like, that's a cool touch.
The what?
Squirrels
they've made.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, but I will say with confidence,
I'm trying to help you out as an entrepreneur.
That there's nothing with an exoskeleton that lives in my beard.
Exoskeleton.
So when my friends Keith and Roger and myself tried to start a podcast, it was called Men with Manes, MANES.
I like it.
I'm really kind of sad that
really
doesn't exist. Yeah.
Are you? How come?
Because it was a great name, and it was a great podcast.
We haven't had a whole logo made and everything.
Yeah.
I can show it to you.
I can't wait.
You're sad
you
that
guys
it didn't happen?
Yeah, Yeah.
You know what?
We're working hard toward it. It was a great name.
You know what
it was
we
a
should
great
do?
premise.
Maybe now that I have the equipment, maybe we should revive it. And instead of having guests, we could just have a 3-man roundtable, and we could
Sure.
just do a podcast.
Do that every now and then.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll do it
whatever.
like monthly.
I mean, you're a popular guy now with a lot of guests. So
But you've got to add like girls with chins.
What? Girls with chins.
We have no hair.
I have at least
Chin,
3
chin.
chins. So we're
but-
starting
but-
this
but-
podcast.
I'm trying to find a way for us to fit in. Maybe we don't.
All right,
and that's okay. I'm willing to admit that.
Girls with faces.
let me.
There you go.
Hang on, time out.
I'm totally fine with you guys having your thing.
Let me get this.
This is fun.
Let me get this
trying to
back
be
on
inclusive
track.
here.
I
We're-
texted Jeremy that we're doing the podcast. He was
girls with
like,
no beard.
awesome. I don't think he knows that I was really being literal.
Let me get this back on track.
He's going to be shocked when he
We're
hears
we're,
this.
we're off the rails.
This is the point of this particular
Oh,
podcast,
did we go
honey.
off the? I was
Yeah,
trying
we
not
went-
to
Are there
go
rails?
off the rails.
Yes, there are
There are
rails.
rails?
There are, and
Oh,
we
man,
are
I was
off.
trying
Disappointing.
not to go off the rails.
We
I'm disappointed to find out there are rails.
we are off them.
I
we're
didn't know
off.
they existed for this
Is anybody
podcast.
going to listen to
Well,
this?
let's see. All right, let me circle back.
Rob Middleton will.
Let me
Shout
circle
out
back.
to Rob Middleton again.
Heidi said when we go to Alaska, she's like, we can do a podcast, we can incorporate some
Yes.
video.
Yes.
And I was gonna tie this into entrepreneurship. Whenever I started,
Not chins.
no,
Okay.
when I started Men with Mains with Keith and Roger, I we did not know how to do the technical aspect of we figured out how to record, but we did not know how to edit, and we did not know how to get finished product to actual podcasting hosting websites. That's my air conditioner. You probably will not hear it. You won't hear it. I know this for a fact. We did not know how to get finished product to Spotify. But I figured it
With
out.
video?
No, with just audio.
Oh, okay.
But I tried and I tried and I tried and I figured it out. And the thing about entrepreneurship is if you're going to do it, you have to grind until you figure it out.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious about Homer Inn and Spa. What were the challenges to get this up and going? What did you not know that you had to figure out? Like, I assume this was in an existing building with the amenities there.
It was. Yeah.
So what did you not know that you had to be like, all right, if we're going to do this, we got to figure out X, Y, Z to make this happen?
Well, I think this kind of goes back to your initial question, like, how did you get involved with an inn and spa? That wasn't our intent. We didn't
Right.
we didn't set out thinking like, oh man, I really want to own a
That
inn
was
and
my
spa.
original the original question.
Yeah.
Like, you could have done so many things, but it was like, let's do an inn and spa.
Yeah,
Why was
there
that
were-
the
Right. Well, God just led us in that direction. There were several other things that could have been, because like I said, we've homesteaded, like that's kind of our thing, our hobby. And so
his little house on the
we
Mule
looked into
Prairie.
businesses that were more homestead oriented, animal oriented, and just none of them worked out. But there was always this business in Alaska, and we always had a kind of a draw towards that area, and it just ended up working. And then we had the boots on the ground. The boots on the ground, which I did mention before, made it really intriguing and possible to own this business. But yeah, we weren't like, oh man, I really want to own an inn and spa. That wasn't the thinking.
It's very rare.
So
people
yeah,
who actually volunteer for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it has been a great business model for our family and a good transition as an entrepreneur. And especially because we did have boots on the ground who were like, we support you. We like working with the public. We're willing to do that. if you buy this business, we will totally support you.
So the
That's
functional,
Yeah.
the functional parts of Homer Inn and Spa
They
were in
were
place
already
before you
there.
took it over.
Yeah, they were already there. It was
It wasn't a like from the ground up kind of.
No, it was already there. My husband had said the year before we bought it, he said, I really want to buy a business this year. That's my goal.
That's entrepreneurship on a different level, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion, because you may not be starting something from
not a specific vision.
Yeah, you may not be starting from
We
something
didn't
from
start
scratch,
we
but
didn't
now
start from
you're buying a business. You're like, you may be business minded, but you're buying a business that you don't really know anything about.
So I guess what I should say here is that our passion, our vision was to have a business that got him out of the rat race.
Yeah.
It didn't.
That's where a lot of businesses start.
It sort of mattered what the business was. Like if it was something that we had absolutely zero interest in, then we wouldn't have done it.
Right.
To it, yeah.
But we did have a hospitality background as far as like I trained as a professional chef. I worked in the hospitality industry.
Muffins.
Butt buns. So I had something to offer. And my husband, appreciated that and was willing to work with that. He enjoyed that. And then we had our boots on the ground who were willing to come alongside and say, we share your vision and we would like to participate in that vision. So, I mean, personally, that's what happened with us.
So what was the time frame from I live in Nevada.
Nevada.
So what was the time frame from I live in Nevada, I'm purchasing Homer Inn and Spa to I now live in Homer?
The time frame?
Yeah, like were you still living in Nevada when you bought Homer Inn and Spa?
Yes.
And so how long did it take you to get to Homer?
We bought it. We owned it for a year, and our friends managed it. And then we were able to make the transition up there. And being close to the business did help.
Sure.
But it wasn't everything. So when you're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of, there's just great options. There's great options. There's no one path to entrepreneurship.
Well, I found what I
That's the truth.
Yeah, what I decided, and I guess what we decided, meaning my wife and I, was at the time in my life when I'd gone through, I was no longer pastoring. I was out of ministry. I had moved from California to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Ministry was full-time ministry as a pastor was not an option anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling to make a living because the world at large does not care about religion. Like whenever you put out your resume to companies for management positions, I could have gone into any obviously entry-level job.
Yeah.
But I'm not an entry-level worker. I was a pastor for 12 years, and most of the world doesn't understand that being a pastor for 12 years is management. Most of the people think a pastor is just the guy who stands up and teaches on Sunday. But but the overwhelming majority, and listen, I come from an independent fundamental Baptist background. I don't know what the stats are today, but back then I left. I don't know that I would say I left ministry. I resigned, and then I went through a divorce, and so ministry was no longer an option. But at the time, and this was 2019, at that time, 90% of Baptist churches in America are 85 members and under.
Wow.
Yeah, it's such a small number.
Wow.
And it's hard to survive as a pastor on that kind of income.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bivocational pastors out there, which is fine.
That's okay. That's
totally
fine.
okay. It's
Yeah.
hard, but it's okay.
It's fine.
So, but whenever you pastored for 12 years, a lot of the corporations, when you're trying to find work, they don't view you as upper management. But the reality is that you're
Even though
managing.
you actually have the qualifications.
Right.
I'm sorry?
Even though you have the qualifications.
Right. You're managing 80 to 100 people. You're running programs. You're dealing with, a budget that's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're doing all this stuff, but they don't see you that way. They just see you as a spiritual whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I found a stopgap working at Revival, Revival Butchery was the name of it. It's a custom butcher shop in the West Village of Greenville, right?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, super fun. I enjoyed it a lot, learned a lot. But it's not the kind of employment that a 42-year-old man can sustain a family on financially.
Mm-hmm.
Or that you had any interest in making a career out of.
Well, it's not a career.
It's a
great job.
It's a great job for you, but
It's a great job for college students. It's a great job for young kids.
Yeah.
Just learning some stuff, but it's not a job that you can make a living at unless you're the business owner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I said to her, I need to do something. And with being a divorced dad, now I have this schedule that's every other weekend with my kids, every other Thursday. And it's hard to go to your boss and say, hey, I need every other weekend off.
Yeah.
Especially whenever the bulk of your business is on Fridays and Saturdays at a butcher shop.
But he did agree to it, though.
Well, he agreed to it in the beginning, but then it became more difficult as his business was growing, and I have respect for that.
Sure.
I don't have any problem with that. I'm not happy with the way things ended, but that's okay. I like Jeremy at Revival Butchery. I don't harbor any ill feelings towards him. It's a great shop. Shout out to Revival Butchery. It's a great place. I enjoyed my time there. I learned a lot, but at the end, it didn't work for me. But the thing is, so I told her, like, I'm going to get my real estate license. I need something that I can actually make a living at and provide for my family. And, wild thing with entrepreneur, let me start two businesses at once. Let me get my real estate license. Let me start this cigar business all at the same time. You know what I mean? But the reality is what you talked about, like getting your husband out of the rat race.
Yeah, yeah.
I decided I was tired of making money for other people.
Absolutely.
Why don't I just bet on myself?
Yes.
Because I'm a motivated person. I have passions. I have drive. I have major skills and talents.
You're only going to go so far making money for somebody else.
And my drive for you was, if the work that you're doing isn't healthy anymore, do the next thing. Life is too short for any kind of toxicity.
Right.
And things that are truly toxic, Well,
let me clean this up just a little bit. Let me also say, with my work at Revival Butchery, like what I said earlier was, like, it's hard to go to your boss and say, I need every other weekend off, but that was necessitated upon the time that I need to see my children. And when you're a father, and you're a father worth his salt, and you deeply love your children as you should.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you need to check your heart, and there's something wrong with you. There's a passage that Paul writes to Timothy talking about people without natural affection.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to have the kind of employment where I could control my schedule. I could not have the approval of a boss, and I could not be jockeying with people who had seniority.
Well, let me just interject here. This is very important in this conversation. I want my children to feel like they can enter the ministry without being tied down by the funds that are available.
Funds are low in ministry.
It's low, and that okay.
And that's fine, but
that's
it's just
okay.
the way it is.
But that means that you need to be able to make money and provide for your family
Right.
outside of that.
Right.
You need to be able to provide an income that isn't dependent on ministry
Yeah.
funds. I want them to go into the ministry, but I don't want them to be dependent on those.
You mean full time?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we have this ideology in America where we, quote, unquote, go into ministry. And I understand that because now I'm on the other side of it.
Yeah.
I was a full-time pastor. But
Yeah.
Paul writes to the Corinthians and he said, wherefore, seeing we have received this ministry. If you are a Christian, you're in it.
Oh, sure.
And so
Yeah.
you don't you change your mindset from, well, the pastor
Only
and
he
the
is in the
staff of the
ministry.
church
Yeah.
is in ministry. No.
Yeah.
The word minister simply means servant. That's all it means.
Yeah.
And so your job is to be a servant to people and to show the love of God, of Jesus Christ, and to share the gospel where you can.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
but
no.
just to kind of give some
Context.
structure.
Yeah, some structure. Yeah, I want them to feel like, I don't want them to feel pulled like, oh, well, man, if I go into pastoring, I'm just
Which
gonna
is
be,
a beautiful thing, by the way.
yeah,
And I miss it every day.
but I'm just going to be broke.
Yeah.
Like,
There's times you're going to struggle.
there's times you're going to struggle.
And that's okay.
But-
I mean,
But if you want to do that, fine. And there will be, things may be tight, but I want you to be able to provide for your family
Sure.
outside of that. So here comes the entrepreneurship.
yeah.
You can be a minister,
Mhm.
pastor, and not rely solely on what's coming in just from the church.
Yeah. By the way, let me just jump in here and say to everybody that's listening, just sometimes like the ministry is hard and the pay is low, generally speaking. There are the mega churches in the world. They're few and far between. But let me just be clear. So many people struggle financially. It is
Oh.
not unique to ministry.
No.
It is not.
No.
Absolutely 100% not unique to ministry.
Nope.
So don't get in your head the idea that, you're in ministry and you're struggling and it's the fault of the ministry and hardly of any of these people that in this church tithe and I can't get paid.
No.
Like the Apostle Paul said that, he wrote that he had to work as a tent maker to make ends meet. And he wrote to the church at Philippi, and he told the church at Philippi that you were the only church that communicated to me when it comes to funding my ministry and supporting me. The church at Galatia, the church at Corinth, the church at Thessalonica, the church at Galatia, the church at Ephesus. None of them wrote unto him to ask about his needs and what he had, even though his major ministry, he was the only apostle that had major ministry to the Gentiles. The only church that communicated to him about giving and receiving was the church at Philippi.
Yeah.
So, get it out of your head that woe is me, I'm struggling. There are millions of Americans and billions of the people world over who are fiscally handcuffed.
Oh, yeah.
So do something about it.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, there's my little spiritual rant.
All right.
Are you off your soapbox now?
Well, I guess.
Down.
It's not
No,
so much of
that was a good soapbox. You can stay on it.
I miss pastoring. I miss delivering the scriptures every day. It will always be an ache in my soul until the time I get to glory. And from time to time on my podcast, we wind up on this subject, and I get to release the pastor in me.
Watch out.
I can always tell.
Well, it
You can
shouldn't
always
be.
tell in your podcast.
It shouldn't be hard. It's probably not hard to detect.
Here we go.
So, anywho.
What a great podcast.
this
was
has been
fun.
It's been so fun.
this
Thanks,
has been
guys.
awesome.
I mean, we've literally just started the conversation that we were having over our
Just sitting
post-dinner
here.
cigars
Yeah, just sitting
into
here.
why not plug in the microphones. It's been great.
We
Which-
miss some banter.
We missed some banter because we kept it nice.
Well, this
For the
This-
mics.
this episode will still be marked as explicit because there's several
There's a couple.
instances of potty
There's a
mouth.
couple. But it's reminding me of I've really been reminded and just shown in the past multiple months, even sometimes the past couple of years, just how hard it is to have meaningful friendships and especially
yeah.
adult friendships like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And this has just made me just
Don't give up.
more committed to
Don't give up.
like we have to FaceTime.
Yeah.
We have to Marco Polo. If you have
Yeah.
to use Marco Polo, we have to.
I use it. What's with you?
Dang,
Where
girl.
are
I
you?
use
Well,
it too.
look,
Where are
all the
you?
time.
Hello.
Look,
I use it with
no,
my
it's your
dear
fault.
friend who I've been visiting this.
So,
So where are you?
I'm on the road Marco Poloing my one friend in California.
What?
So you should.
You
yeah.
don't have any other friends but me.
She's the one in California. That was
Well,
that
that's
was
the pathetic,
intentional
sad part.
phrase.
Well, look, a lady in your position, and we talked about this the other day.
Who are you
You.
speaking of? Oh, okay.
You,
Okay.
You-
His
you-
wife.
You right, my wife Jennifer. You have no bio children of your own,
Right.
and a lady at your age is generally raising teenagers, and they have like their time
Or
They're-
late or later.
late or later.
Yeah, or
well,
older.
not everybody has
Only
10
if we
children.
have 14 children.
Yeah, like their time is just a wormhole, and everything is sucked from their children.
It's centered around children.
It's centered, and so like for you to have a female around your age that you can just reach out to anytime, or go out to coffee with, or go to a concert with, or go have a shopping date or whatever is extremely limited.
Very hard.
It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
difficult. But friends are a lifeline, and and you need to have them. And of course, you and I have gone as far as work goes. Compromise is not the right word. Maybe it is on your part, not mine. Like I knew when we were going to get married about your line of work.
You compromised to marry me?
I did not know.
What you're saying?
Compromised to marry him.
Oh.
Well, neither. Like the compromise
where he's
on.
going.
She did.
Well, look, as she said before the podcast, she didn't know what she was getting into whenever she married me. But of course,
True.
the entrepreneurship of my mind has greatly shifted.
True.
Not even since it has shifted after we got married.
Well, yeah.
But before,
Still because of me.
yeah,
but
of course.
but beforehand,
Podcasters can't see the wink.
yeah, but beforehand, I was just, I don't even know what the hell I was. But the entrepreneurial monster inside me has come out.
Aw.
Right.
But I knew you, and I knew what your business was,
Right.
and I was okay with that. I expected a lot of nights by myself.
Sure.
I expected long hours in the office, and I was okay with that. And I've said before about my obligations at home when it comes to cooking and cleaning and dishes and laundry. And I explained this to Dan Eastland on the podcast the other day about being a man and the gender specific roles that we have created in our society, that laundry and cooking and cleaning is woman's work. And he said he was a stay-at-home.
I don't have time for that.
He was a stay-at-home dad for a long time, and he said he used to go out with bars with friends, and people would give him shit for being a stay-at-home dad, almost to the point where it would come to blows, because that's a man's pride, right? To be out there providing, working, grinding, doing the things for your family. And he said, I got to the point where I would ask them, would you die for your wife and kids? And they're like, yeah, without question. He said, I asked him, would you go to war for your wife and kids? Without question. Would you kill for your wife and kids? Without question. Then what's the problem with you doing dishes for your wife and kids?
Yeah.
And the place that I came to a long time ago, and I said this on the podcast with him, which will drop soon. I said, for a man, we have all these super gender-specific roles, but the reality is I do whatever is necessary to make my wife successful.
Well, didn't we
that
talk about that earlier? Like meeting needs, right? That's manhood.
It's not just the world at large, but
Meeting needs. It's not about stereotypes. It's meeting needs.
Well, the Apostle Paul, here we go again. Here's the preacher. The Apostle Paul writes to Timothy and says, if any man provide not for his own household,
Yeah,
he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
right.
Now, I don't know how you get to be worse than an infidel, but those things, providing not for your household, but I break it down like this. Financially, yeah, that's a part of it, but that is not the only measure of a man providing for his home. A man for his wife and children needs to provide stability.
Yeah,
He needs to provide emotional security.
yeah.
He needs to provide physical security. There's a whole list of things when it comes to providing for your home that a man needs to check off those boxes, and there's more than just finances there.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So by doing the things that I do in this home, cooking, cleaning, laundry, so on and so forth, there is much more involved than just a paycheck. And I do whatever I can to make her successful. And if that means I have to do, I don't care what it is, you name it. I've come to the position in my life, I know you and I are striving for when we're 60 or 55 or whatever it happens to be, what you and I would define as a work optional lifestyle. I will do whatever is necessary to make that happen. And if that means I have to do laundry and dishes and clean the house for the next 10 or 15 years so that you can be super successful, so that your business can grow while I do my podcast and sell houses and run cigar business and do acting roles and voiceovers on the side, I'm going to do it.
Well, yeah, you just said it right there. I think you said it right there. It's not just one set of things. It's I'm taking on, like I am working all of it.
Yeah.
I'm working all of it. Taking on the podcast, taking on the cigar business, taking on every entrepreneurial thing. It's not just like, oh, hey, I get to, like, you take the reins and I'm going to lay around,
Or I'm going to do your job for short term and then you're going to take it over.
Yeah. Well, there's a mutual respect happening.
And that's a great it's a great perspective to think, like what he just said of he's doing these things to help me be successful, which is easy for me to forget when I'm like, yes, please make my breakfast, make my lunch. He packs a lot of food.
Yeah.
But he is helping make me successful and keeps me from having to buy lunch somewhere.
Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with
saving $10.
having different dynamics at different times. Like, there's no one rule.
And there's so much that's cultural. I mean, I certainly grew up in the cultural norms of the men are the factory workers and the women stay home.
Well,
I wasn't allowed to call
that's
midwifery a career.
That's great. That's okay.
ministry.
But also there are other options.
Right. Well, and we don't have, we don't have the relationship of, well, I go work and I provide and you're less than.
Well, that's been wrong from the get-go.
Right.
Like, I go out and I work, quote, unquote, and now I get to come home and kick up my feet and watch TV, and you just continue to slave away. I'm so grateful for my husband because that's never been his perception of things, even though he has been the main, breadwinner, however you want to put it, forever. But he cares that there's like dishes in the sink. A team.
You're a team.
It's mutual.
And that's the important thing. Like, I don't come home and just kick on my feet and go, hey, go fill up my water, please.
Right.
But I do it.
He does. I mean, if I really need it, if I'm really exhausted, he will do it. Like today we sat and talked for probably an hour.
Until you came to get me.
Yeah. Until I came to get you. I went to go shower to come
I
get
even
you.
paused my TV show.
You did.
You are so amazing.
Right? The bigness of that. But like, honestly, we hadn't really seen each other since Wednesday morning. And this is Saturday evening.
Wow.
So we had barely seen each other. I had 2 births. I had a concert. I had a full clinic day of appointments.
Yeah.
And it was just
concert.
It was, I know.
Concert.
Blake
I'm so busy, I have a concert.
But she needed
downtime.
She
downtime.
Needed that, and we were originally
and just life.
We were originally supposed to go together, and I won't get into all that, but it didn't happen, and so she had a girlfriend go with her, which I was happy to see my wife be able to get some female time. Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to see your wife happy?
No, but that's not what I said.
And he's like, thanks
no,
for not coming home demanding conversation out of me.
What I meant was, it made me happy to see her get.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It made you happy to see her happy.
Well, okay, yeah, that's fair. But I mean, she'll tell you it's funny.
I know. I think.
Lines were crossed.
I'm still wrong.
Well, she'll tell you that I'm the kind of guy I'm servant-hearted, in the fact that she will be upstairs and she'll say, man, I wish I had such and such, and I'm off. I'm off to get it. Even though she didn't say, can you do this for me? And
I don't say it for him to go do. I'm just talking out loud.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. They do have an ulterior motive in making us happy.
There are perks to the husband life.
Exactly.
Well, look, you should.
And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying, like, you should. It's great that you study your wife and like,
there are perks.
You should.
There are perks.
But look,
if she's happy, you're gonna be happy.
Like,
baby,
fine.
It's
okay.
You should.
If I'm okay with it, you can be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, I think. Look,
Heidi, what I was trying to say 15 minutes ago is I really love you. And
I think we're going to
make these conversations happen far more regularly because we both need high level friendships in our life.
Yeah.
And awesome. I know you have some and I have some, but it's a rare thing.
Yeah.
And it's way beyond surface.
Yeah.
There's a lot we don't have in common.
Here I am.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't have little kids. We're not raising kids at the same time. We're not comparing notes.
No.
You didn't. I'm not the one you called when your child was having a medical crisis. It was somebody else. So we don't have that. But we have a lot of similar personality.
Yeah.
And which I'm discovering more and more. It's spicy.
We are intestinally
connected and will always be so. So, yeah, back to the FaceTime and Marco Polos. We have to make this happen because good friendships are truly a rarity. Truly, truly rarity. So I'm so glad that you texted me and I saw it kind of late, but she sent me a Facebook messenger notice of, I'm at Target at such and such a place, and how far away are you? And it happened to be 20 minutes. My client was like 9 centimeters and trying not to push, and I was tempted to leave to go see Heidi.
Yeah,
but I didn't. You're welcome, sweet client.
That's
but I'm so glad you
people.
texted. So glad that you're here and I've enjoyed your home so many times and your hospitality.
You guys, I'm
thrilled.
Is there like a screeching noise or a like when you see somebody you love just being so amazing. What's the sound?
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're permanent family just from the fact that you drove an RV across country to come to our wedding.
Come to your wedding, and our RV was old and it went
Stinky, as you said. That's like permanent love there, and amazing love. So
peace on, sister.
Love you and appreciate you. So glad you're here to drink our vodka.
Right. Well, let's wrap this podcast up. Look, I think I've had a wonderful time. It's been such a great conversation. It's been long. We're at where are we at? 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Boy.
Yeah. So hopefully people listen to this while they're driving around or whatever. So last thing I always do, let's just recap. We'll skip the cigar recap, but babe, if people are interested in your services as a midwife, what's the best way to get in a hold of you, and how can they follow you on social?
You can easily find me at wellbornupstate.com. There's a contact button that will get you in touch with my office very quickly. My office number is 864-583-5831. You can also text that. So super easy. And every single social handle is at Wellborn Upstate. WELLBORN Upstate.
All right. And Heidi, if people would like to book a room at Homer Inn & Spa or follow you on socials, how do they do that?
Everything is just Homer Inn & Spa, homerinnspa.com. Wherever you're going, it's Homer Inn & Spa. And we'd love to see you.
All right. And if you would like to buy or sell a home in the upstate of South Carolina, because frankly, who isn't? It's one of the most popular places in the country. I would love to help you, as I am a realtor with C. Dan Joyner Realtors and a member of Nexus Group. You can get me directly at 864-207-2316 or shoot me an email to cstrother, that's STROTHER, cstrother at cdanjoyner.com. If you would like to procure my services as the cigar box for your next soiree, you've got my phone number I just mentioned a minute ago. You can visit mobileCigarBox.com, fill out the booking inquiry form, and I will be with you as soon as possible. You've been listening to Sunday Afternoon Smokes on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts. I appreciate it. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with the world, because Sunday Afternoon Smokes is pretty sweet. Ladies, this has been a pleasure. I've had a great time. Heidi, thank you for being a guest.
So much fun.
Babe, thanks for coming on again.
Always.
All right. We will talk to you all very, very soon.